Bill and Ray's, Bates Funeral Chapel, Penn Central Eye Clinic, Community First Credit Union, and Wendell Campbell of State Farm. Get ready for Oskaloosa High School sports on the Indians Network. Live sports. Local content. Student-run broadcasts. MCG, Oskaloosa News, and Thunder Country KIIC bring you the Indians Network. Presented by Craig Ford.
It's on.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Council Bluffs, Iowa, and Council Bluffs Lewis Central High School. We are here for the playoffs, Week 10 of Football Friday night, and we are live on the Indians Network, presented by Craig Ford. Thanks a lot for joining us. Sorry for the delay on getting started, but we seem to have everything in place, and we are good to go. Coming to you live tonight on the Indians Network, which you can stream on any device at indiansnetwork.tv. You can also watch live if you're an MCG cable subscriber on MCG Channel 7. Or you can listen on the radio on Thunder Country 96.7 FM KIIC. We've got you covered any route you want to go tonight here from Council Bluffs, Lewis Central. It's a chilly night. It's going to get colder and colder as the night goes on, and it's a tough test tonight for our Oskaloosa Indians as we enter the Class 3A playoffs for the fourth consecutive year, and tonight take on the Council Bluffs Lewis Central Titans, who are making their eighth consecutive class playoff appearance over the past 8 years. We will take a break. We'll be back. We've got an exciting pregame show for you to come. We're going to talk to current players, a couple former players. We'll talk to Brett Dowd, the offensive coordinator, and Jake Jenkins, the head coach. That's all coming up on our pregame powered by Mahaska Drug right after this.
Whether you have great credit, not so great credit, or even no credit at all, everyone is welcome at Craig Ford in Oskaloosa. And if your credit score is not so great or even bad, we have the vehicles with extra rebates and incentives to help you rebuild your credit and get you into a nice, dependable vehicle. So whether your credit is great or not so great, let my staff at Craig Ford in Oskaloosa help get you into a nicer, more dependable vehicle.
Go Hawks! Go Cyclones!
Go to Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa for all things black and gold and cardinal and gold. It's one of the largest collections of sports gear for both teams anywhere in the state. Mahaska Drug has it all. It's a fun store to shop, loaded with ideas to make life a little entertaining, a little more enjoyable, and it's all in one store.
Hawkeyes! Cyclones! Hawkeyes! Cyclones!
Let everyone know with Hawkeye and Cyclone merchandise from Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa. It's big, really big.
All right, we are back at Council Bluffs Lewis Central High School, getting ready for first round of the Class 3A playoffs tonight. Oskaloosa, the 16th and final team to get in the Class 3A field, is here to take on the powerful Council Bluffs Lewis Central Titans. Oskaloosa is 6-3 on the year, and Council Bluffs Lewis Central comes in with a record of 8-1. My name is Jamie Brockman. I'm joined in the Wood Iron Grill press box by Doug DeCock. Doug, we've got a lot to get to here on the pregame, so real quick, just give me your thoughts as we count down to kickoff here tonight. It's fourth year in a row we're in the playoffs. It's going to be tough tonight, though.
Yeah, this is a tough opponent. First of all, the weather is fairly good right now over here in Council Bluffs. We drove through rain most of the way, but it's about 48 degrees right now, and it's really pretty nice out. But Oskaloosa is going to have their hands full tonight with a Titans team that comes in, as you mentioned, at 8-1. Their only loss being to Harlan earlier in the year. Oskaloosa, on paper, it doesn't look like much of a matchup, but there are some things to look when you look a little deeper that might give the Indians a little bit of a shot here.
All right, well, we'll talk more about that here in a little bit. Right now, we're going to keep rolling on with our pregame, which is powered by Mahaska Drug. Thanks to Jane and the staff there at Mahaska Drug for sponsoring our pregame show all season long, and we're glad to have them on board. So let's get to the good stuff here. I had a chance earlier this week to stop by after practice and interview some of the players, the playmakers on this football team. So let's take a chance now to hear from some of our current Oskaloosa football players hoping to move on to the second round of the playoffs. Oh, man, his interview was horrible.
I wasn't even going to use it, but I thought I'd better. I mean, he just is not good at that yet, at all. I asked him at the end. I said, so what are you most looking forward to? What are some things you're looking forward to Friday night? And he's like, I don't know. I mean, that's what he did for like 5 seconds. He's like, I don't know. I mean, it might not have been a great, fantastic question, but just give me a BS answer. Why am I losing? Now we lost the freaking camera. Are you? I'm gonna snap pretty soon, buddy. I'm just telling you. You might not want to be here to see it.
Is the audio?
Yes. And in order to fix that, I gotta shut it down, which means we lose what's going on in the air right now. And all this work I did is just for nothing. It's gone. Zero. We're not gonna be able to touch and use it at all.
So it runs a little bit and then shuts off.
Have him unplug his cord and plug it back in. Hopefully I can do this without having to reset.
Yeah, you just did.
It's not even showing up. Hey, I just lost the camera for no reason. Nothing was touched, and it just came up and said camera error and took it. How do I reload that without shutting down production truck? We're in the middle of interviews and stuff. Should just be able to. I tried that. It's not even showing up as an option on the menu. Okay. Okay. They are, Doug. Nothing has been touched. Trust me. Nothing has been touched. I promise. Nothing. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm just very frustrated. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hey. Velcro the Camden. Velcro the cord around the tripod so it stays tight. If you would, please. That way the connection stays tight.
Is it on?
Yeah. Okay, I got the camera back now. I don't know why it left, but I had to. So I switched ports and it's back. So, all right. All right. Yeah.
That's just for
Me? I've got 12 minutes, it says. Which is, yeah, but I've got to get other stuff going. I got to reload everything again. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Let me do that. Let me do that. So, okay. See ya. Hey, Cam. So hold that cord tight as he velcros it to the camera.
about 45, man. So a little bit longer than what? Not bad.
Awarded the best burger in the state. If you're looking for extraordinary flavor and impeccable service, it doesn't get any better than the Wood Iron Grill. Check out our events and special calendar online or on Facebook.
Whether you have great credit, not so great credit, or even no credit at all, everyone is welcome at Craig Ford in Oskaloosa. And if your credit score is not so great or even bad, we have the vehicles with extra rebates and incentives to help you rebuild your credit and get you into a nice, dependable vehicle. So whether your credit is great or not so great, let my staff at Craig Ford in Oskaloosa help get you into a nicer, more dependable vehicle.
Go Hawks! Go Cyclones!
Go to Mahaska-Drug in Oskaloosa for all things black and gold and cardinal and gold. It's one of the largest collections of sports gear for both teams anywhere in the state. Mahaska-Drug has it all. It's a fun store to shop, loaded with ideas to make life a little entertaining, a little more enjoyable, and it's all in one store.
Hawkeyes! Cyclones! Hawkeyes! Cyclones!
Let everyone know with Hawkeye and Cyclone merchandise from Mahaska-Drug in Oskaloosa. It's big, really big.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Council Bluffs Lewis Central High School here on the Indians Network, presented by Craig Ford. Having a few technical issues here at the start of the broadcast. I believe we have it all sorted out and should be ready to roll now for you here from Council Bluffs Lewis Central High School. And we're glad to be with you. We have OVP student Camden Silvers running our camera for us tonight, and he has the luxury of standing outside in the elements tonight to bring you these shots from Council Bluffs Lewis Central High School, where it is going to be a cold night for the high school football playoffs. So my name is Jamie Brockman. Joining me on the broadcast is Doug DeCock, and coming up here, we're about 30 minutes away from kickoff still, so in a little while we're going to be bringing you this action from Council Bluffs Lewis Central. Right now, though, I'm going to restart what I tried earlier. We had some technical difficulty. I had a chance to talk to some of our current players just yesterday and get their thoughts on the season and this playoff matchup tonight here at Council Bluffs Lewis Central. So we'll do that as we continue our pregame powered by Mahaska-Drug. Standing by right now with our sophomore quarterback, Will Schultz. And first of all, Will, congratulations on a great season. Here we are going in the postseason, and it's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it feels great to be in. You got a chance to win.
Let's talk about the season. We had some ups and downs early in the season, but we seem to overcome those. We've had a lot of injuries we've had to deal with this year, but just give me your overall thoughts on this season.
I thought we played pretty good the whole season. A couple games we slipped a little bit, but I'm excited to what we have this Friday.
Yeah, how do you feel going into Lewis Central? Obviously, they're a big school powerhouse over there in the far part of the state, almost into Nebraska. But how do you feel going in?
I feel like we have a pretty good chance to win, and we can capitalize on what they do wrong and play a good game.
What are some of the things you've been focusing on this week in practice?
Just find their weak spots and go at them aggressively.
Okay. All right. Well, congratulations again on a great season, and go get them tonight. Go get those Titans.
Thank you so much.
All right. Standing by now with Tyler Miller. Tyler Miller, of course, is our starting running back and linebacker. He's played a little quarterback this year as well. And, well, Tyler, it's been quite a year. From the start of the year to now, how do you feel about this football team?
Fighters. I'd call this team a bunch of fighters.
Okay, you're a senior, obviously. So coming into this year, you knew this was your final opportunity to get out there and play, and you're one of the leaders on the team. You've kind of done a little bit of everything offensively. So how do you feel about the team heading into the postseason and taking on Lewis Central?
Good. We've had plenty of games this year where we've had to fight to keep ourselves in a good position to win a game or just to win the game, and I feel like as long as we do that Friday night, it should be a good game.
So for you guys that are seniors, obviously your last opportunity to play, and you get one more shot at the postseason. So have you seen a little bit different feel or attitude out of the guys this week going into the postseason compared to just a regular Friday night game?
With the crazy weather we're having and just getting done practicing in the snow, I'd say this week has been our best practice of the year.
Looking forward to playing in some snow and some really cold weather?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot like the Cedar Rapids Xavier game a couple years ago. I think that was a pretty cool game to be in.
Let's talk about that. A couple years ago, we were in a situation just like this, big underdog, so to speak, going in against a power team, and we gave them, we didn't win, but we gave them a fight. So is that kind of what you're expecting out of your guys? And obviously you want to win, but do you feel like you can go in there and compete and not back down to them?
Yeah, I feel like this team is really similar to that team a couple years ago, and I'm looking to do the same thing, except maybe a little different outcome.
It's going to be cold out there tonight and maybe a little bit of snow, but you know what? If you win a couple more games, then you get to go indoors.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome.
All right. Tyler, thanks for everything you've done for the football program, and it's been a great year to watch, and you've been a big part of it, so congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
It's Tyler Miller. He's our running back and linebacker on the Oskaloosa football team. Standing by right now with Aaron Blom. Aaron Blom, one of our starting linebackers. Of course, he's our kicker, and he also plays some offense at fullback. And Aaron Blom, it's been quite a year, and it's been kind of an injury-filled year for you. So first of all, tell me what that was like, trying to overcome all that your senior year, last opportunity, and then having to battle those ankle injuries.
It sucks knowing that I couldn't be out there every game with like the brothers that I've played with, and I felt like I was letting my teammates down. So I just tried to get back as quick as I could and just go 100%. And like play hard whenever I was out there.
And so now, as we're now 10 weeks into the season, do you feel like you're 100%, or is that something you're still battling a little bit?
Yeah, I feel really good. Like I feel like I can go 100% to my potential and just play hard.
All right. Well, you mentioned playing with your brothers, and I know this group of seniors. I've seen all the pictures the last week from the parents and things when you were playing as little peewees and then up into junior high and now into high school. So what has that been like? What has this journey been like for you and all your brothers?
It's been really fun. We've had about as much success as we could have, like as a class in total, in every sport you can imagine. Like we haven't lost much growing up, so it's been really fun. We've learned to kind of bond together, and we know the strengths and the weaknesses of each other. So we're a really good like unit together. So it's been really fun.
So during the regular season, if things don't go well on a Friday night, you've got another Friday night coming up generally. That's not necessarily the case now. If things don't go well tonight, the season comes to an end, your career comes to an end. So does that add a little extra fire for you?
Yeah, it does. It's do or die now, so we just have to play our best game. We can't afford to have many miscues on offense or defense at all in this game. So if we just play to the best of our ability, then I feel like the ball will go as it will, outcome will come.
And Tyler mentioned a little bit, this is similar to a situation that Oski was in a couple years ago at Cedar Rapids Xavier. You were obviously part of the football program then. So do you look back at that a couple years ago and use that as fire for tonight?
Yeah. At that time, I wasn't playing much. Like, I was just a kicker. And I kind of looked up to those guys that were playing, and I can see how they handled the situation, so I can just use them as role models and just follow their footsteps.
All right. Well, what are you looking forward to most tonight? What do you think Oski needs to do to win?
We just need to limit the big plays they can have on offense, and we need to just execute on when we're on offense. So if we can do those two things, I think we'll have a good outcome.
And when it's all said and done, whether that ends tonight or 3 or 4 weeks from now or whenever it may be, when your football career is over at Oski, what are your biggest memories that you take with you to the bowl?
I would say just all the practices we've had together, the fun times at practices, the fun times at lifting at 6 a.m. all summer long. We've had fun times all around.
All right, and then what advice do you give to the young kids out there that are watching right now and cheering for Oski tonight, who are eventually going to be in this situation?
Most of your win and loss record will come in the weight room. A lot of your outcome will be determined in the weight room. And if you get put in a position you don't like to start with, just go with it. The coaches know where you belong. So if you think you're in a different position, you may find that position, and like you may get moved around throughout your career.
And it's been a pleasure to watch you 4 years kicking the football, and then out there on both, three ways, special teams, offense, and defense this year. So good luck to you, and let's go out there and get those Titans.
Thank you.
That's Aaron Blom. All right, standing by right now with Wyatt Creer, and Wyatt Creer is one of our linebackers on defense and also running back and on offense. And Wyatt, you're a senior, so let's start here. What does this moment mean to you? You've been in the program 4 years. You've seen other teams with success at this point of the season. What does it mean to you?
It's big. There's only 16 teams left, and we're one of them, so a lot of people talk about it, and it's a big thing for us.
What was it like Friday night after you guys took care of business and handled South Tama, and you had to play the old waiting game to see the outcomes of other games, whether or not you would get in? What was that like?
It was nerve-wracking. We were all playing our cards, looking at the games. We were watching the Washington game, first Mount Pleasant, how they scored, and then we all went crazy because we knew we would make it after that.
Yeah, that was a crazy game there, Washington Mount Pleasant. Fortunately, it went the right way, and Oskaloosa got in. So some of the other guys we've talked to, I know you guys have grown up together. You've played all sports together for years and years and years. I've seen the pictures of the little kids in the middle school and up to high school. So what does this mean to you to do this as a group together? You guys have probably been dreaming of moments like this your whole life.
Yeah, we've had a lot of success, and it's always fun playing with your brothers, especially as a senior, because it's your last shot. That's all I got to say.
Well, what do you take from this season when it's all over? What are some of the highlights that you take with you after this year?
Playing on offense, and then playing defense, because I haven't really started. I started last year at corner, but I didn't go both ways. And just being a senior and leading a team and being captain, that's big.
So as a captain, tell me about the growth the team has made this year. We had a bump there really early in the season at Washington. Guys could have threw in the towel, but we did not. And just tell me what that growth was like, and looking back to then to where you are now, where you feel this team is.
Yeah, we struggled back because we didn't really have things figured out. We had to figure out our quarterback situation and all that type of stuff and figure out where people go in our line. But now we've made a lot of adjustments, and we've done a lot, and thanks to Coach Dowd, he's done a lot to our offense.
You feel like you're playing the best football of the year right now?
Yes, for sure.
All right. Well, Wyatt, again, thanks for all your hard work in this program and putting us back in the postseason, and good luck to you tonight.
Yep, thank you.
That's Wyatt Creer. All right, talking now with Colton Butler, one of our offensive linemen, and Colton Butler, it's here. This is the moment you've dreamed of for years and years and years. I know you've been out there, part of this program over the past 4 years, but now you're a big part. You're a starter, and you're out there on the field with your mates. So, what does this moment mean to you tonight?
Just being out here at least one last time is in the playoffs. I mean, we don't want it to be the last game, but just playing as hard as we can, because I know last year if we would have played our best game in Week 10, we would have moved on. But, just leaving everything out on the field is huge for our senior class.
So you guys have grown up together. You've played all kinds of sports together for many years, and now you get to go out there on the big stage in the playoffs and take on a big team in Council Bluffs Lewis Central. So how are you feeling heading in?
We feel good. That we know they have a lot of talented players on their side of the ball, but we know it's all effort, and if whoever brings the best effort is going to win the game.
Tell me about the progress of the offensive line this year. There's been question marks at times, but then late in the season we made some late adjustments, and it seems like the offensive line right now, at least the last 2 games, has been playing probably the best they have all year.
Yeah, for sure. Bringing Noah back to play right tackle has really helped a lot, and then Noah Ide stepping up at center. Bollinger's been playing good. Tommy Melton's been playing good, and then myself, I've just been over there the whole year, with my ankle and everything. I've just toughed it out. Everyone on the line has, so it just helped tremendously.
And what kind of pride do you guys take when Tyler or Will break a 40, 50, 60-yard run and score a touchdown?
I mean, when I'm really tired, I just hold my arms up because I know they're gone when they break through there. But when I have the energy, I sprint down there and congratulate them because it was a big part of what we did. But also them making the cuts to find the hole is huge too.
And you were one of the guys that started the year going both ways, offense and defense, and then coaches got together and said, hey, we need him more on offense. So is that a role that you gladly accepted, and how do you feel that helped you during the year?
Yes, it helped me for sure because I was more fresh to play offensive line and move people with more authority, go 100% every play, and it also got some guys in there to get some experience and make our team deeper for this playoff run.
Well, it's going to be really cold, obviously. It might even be a little bit of snow. You guys are...
It's been cold, but, we're going to have to get ready for it for Friday night or tonight for the game because, whoever adjusts to the weather the best will win the game.
All right, so last question for you. As a senior leader in the locker room before the game, last chance before you come out on the field and kick the thing off on Friday night, what is the discussion going to be like in the locker room? What are some things you're going to say to your team?
Just getting everybody focused and on the game and leave everything out there, just talking to the young guys of just being focused on just the game and nothing else because the game is the only thing that matters at that point.
All right, well, Colton, thanks for everything you've done, and good luck to you tonight.
Thank you, Jamie.
All right, so those are some of our current players and playmakers that you heard from here on our pregame powered by Mahaska Drug here on the Indians Network, presented by Craig Ford. Of course, the Indians Network, a partnership between MCG, Oskaloosa News, and Thunder Country KIIC. We welcome our listening audience tonight, listening on Thunder Country 96.7 FM KIIC, as well as those of you watching on MCG Channel 7 or watching the stream on IndiansNetwork.tv. My name is Jamie Brockman. We'll be joined by Doug DeCock once we get going here, and still have a couple former players we're going to talk to as well. We're going to hold that off until halftime now. Plan to do it in the pregame, but we're going to talk to them at halftime. Tanner DeCock and Blake Van Veldhuizen. We'll be visiting with those two former Oski Indians coming up at halftime tonight here on the Indians Network. So Oskaloosa here to take on Council Bluffs Lewis Central. You heard the thoughts from some of the players, and we're going to switch things up a little bit today on the pregame interview. Normally we talk to head coach Jake Jenkins, but I want to hear from offensive coordinator Brett Dowd today. So let's hear what Coach Dowd has to say and what they're thinking offensively tonight against these powerful Titan defense. Standing by right now with Brett Dowd. He is the offensive coordinator for the Oskaloosa High School football team. And, well, Coach, here we are, postseason. We made it. I'm sure it was a little nerve-wracking for you and the rest of the staff on Friday night, though, waiting to see if you got in or if you didn't.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, it's one of our many goals throughout the year. We want to win the district first and foremost. Seeing that we didn't do that, you still hold on to the opportunity to get to the playoffs, and we feel very blessed to be the last team in and have an opportunity to go shock someone.
4 years in a row, Oskaloosa has been in the Class 3A football playoffs, and tonight we go all the way across the state to Council Bluffs to take on Lewis Central, and they're a team that just seems to park themselves in the postseason every year, so I imagine they're going to bring it. What have you been working on offensively this week? Are we going to see some wrinkles that maybe we haven't seen this year, or what's up your sleeve tonight?
Well, I mean, we definitely can't be playing Jane because we're going against a very talented team. They have talent all over the field, and they're going to be much bigger than most of the teams that we play. But we also don't want to get away from what we're good at and try to do too much and go up Friday night and then make mistakes all over the field. So it'll be a little bit of a mix of both.
So you mentioned their size, and looking at their roster, yeah, they've got some monsters for sure on that front line offense and defense. So how do you try to mock that during practice? How do you try to get the guys used to competing against size like that when maybe we don't have a lot to choose from that are that size, so to speak?
Well, at practice, I mean, and we said this, it's no offense to some of you guys, but we got to put our biggest and baddest guys out there during our scout team. So some guys that have been doing our scout team stuff haven't been getting as many reps this week, but they have to understand that we're going up against a different type of team this week, and so we want big dudes. So Kenny repped a ton of scout team for us, and we put some of our other big guys in there too.
So that being said, they have a lot of size, but I've heard just from some people that know a little bit about Lewis Central that maybe one area they do lack a little bit in is speed, and that's obviously a big point for us is our speed. So do you feel like our speed can beat their size tonight?
We gotta. If we execute and get in space, we have a chance to. The biggest thing is that we take care of the ball and execute, and when we have opportunities to catch the ball in space or get out in space in the run game, that we utilize it.
It's going to be cold. It's going to be windy. Might even be a little bit of rain or snow. So, how does that affect your game plan?
Not much at all. I mean, we've been talking to the guys this week about not making excuses. Just today, I talked to Will and some of our receivers. I said it's snowing. So be it. Keep your hands warm, catch the ball, throw the ball well. And we went out and we threw the ball around really well tonight. Probably I told him the best we've ever thrown in practice, and it was in a snowstorm. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, both teams play in this weather, and we're going to run the ball, we're going to throw the ball, and we're going to see what the defense gives us and react to it.
I know talking to some of the guys and talking to Coach Jenkins, they all said they feel like this is the best week of practice you've had to date this season. So do you mock that thought, or do you double that thought? And what is it that you saw this week that maybe you haven't seen the rest of the year in practice?
Snow is one. I don't know. It's something about football. Whenever you get to colder weather, there's just more energy, and that's how it's been since I was a young kid playing football to coaching football. You know, you get those 90-degree humid days, and all of a sudden it just drags the energy out of practice. We had guys outside cheering, and it was crazy. It was like a game during our scout team stuff. So it's just one of those things where you see snowflakes, and all of a sudden you got high school boys that are acting like little kids out there, but they're focused, and we're having a good time, and we're smiling and laughing and executing. So that's why it's so fun to play at this time of year, is because it feels different. You have, like in the back gyms, you hear basketballs going. You shouldn't be playing at this time of year, and most teams aren't playing at this time of year, and that's what makes it so special.
Well, let's talk about some of the changes and things that we've made to the team throughout the season, leading here into the postseason. And let's start with our quarterback, Will Schultz. He's a sophomore. He has not been, on this stage, so to speak, at this point. He's very talented, very athletic, and it seems like nothing phases Will. But any concerns there that he's a sophomore, hasn't been in this situation, or do you feel like he's going to handle it like a veteran?
I mean, he's a sophomore, but he's playing in his 10th game. So, yeah, he skipped about 3 games in there, so his 7th game starting at quarterback. So now we have very high expectations for him this year, as we will in his junior and senior year. He'll be just fine. He's surrounded by – right next to him is a senior back that's been through it. So Tyler's played the last 3 years in the playoffs. And then we have a bunch of offensive linemen that are really developing and taking over leadership roles. So I feel confident that Will's going to go out and play his game and be the athlete that he can be.
So is this the type of game where we're going to need to find maybe a new playmaker, so to speak? I mean, it's been kind of Tyler and Will all year long. Are we going to need to kind of see somebody kind of just jump out of nowhere and all of a sudden become our playmaker tonight that Lewis Central's not expecting?
Yeah, I mean, we do have weapons. Have we utilized them extremely well this year? No, but we've also been kind of trying to find ourselves. It's been a really weird year. I mean, I've called the offense the last 3 years, and you kind of knew who was playing every position. We've had so many injuries, and we've moved so many people around that to find our comfort zone, it's been difficult, but I think we finally found it. We have Brown out at Y, he's a speedster. We got Coop and Ike out at X and Career at Z. So we have a lot of athletes on the field that can make plays. It's just going to be a matter of executing and getting the ball in their hands.
Obviously, one key tonight would be turnovers. You can't afford to give them extra possessions and take possessions away from yourself, so I'm sure that's something you're harping on. But what are other keys that you think offensively we must do tonight to be competitive in this football game?
One, we need to play relaxed but focused. 2, in the games that we've lost this year, we've been out physicaled. So we've talked a lot this week about up front, we need to make sure we explode off the football and we attack people. Make sure our first steps are accurate and correct, go in the right direction. And then as far as our backs go, when we cut, we need to put our foot in the ground and go get yards. So there's no dancing around, especially with a team like Lewis Central. You just can't do it and get away with it. So we want to get yards when we can and stay ahead of the sticks.
Have you found any weaknesses in their defense that you think you can exploit?
No. They're solid. I mean that. They're really good. They're not only big and they have talent, but they're obviously well coached, and their schemes are solid. They understand what they're doing, but we're up for the challenge. That's what I love about coaching is I love the chess game that you have to play, and we have some things in the playbook this week that we think will counter some of the things that we've seen. So,
all right. Well, last question for you. I asked some of the players this, and it seemed like at least I like the answers that I heard from them. But we mentioned it's been a great week of practice. This is the postseason, so especially with your seniors, do you see a different attitude in them this week? Do you see a fire in them where they're going, hey, this could be our last game if we don't go out and execute? Like I said, regular season, you mess up on a Friday night, you got next Friday. We don't have that anymore. So are you seeing a little extra fire out of them?
I have, yeah. It's been a different environment the last few weeks, and maybe a monkey off their back that we're in the playoffs or something. And we never preach that. We don't want them to think about that. For Oskaloosa being in a 4th straight year, we're proud of that. We're happy about that. But they seem a little more loose, and they're just enjoying it. And maybe the realization that they know that they might not have many days left. It's counting down for every team out there right now. So It's been a great environment. I've absolutely enjoyed practice and the games last few weeks, and I'm looking forward to Friday night.
All right. Well, congratulations on everything we have accomplished this year. One of 16 teams in the 3A field and 4th consecutive year. So good job there. And let's go beat up on some Titans tonight.
Thanks, Jamie. We appreciate you.
All right, that is Brett Dowd. He's the offensive coordinator for the Oskaloosa High School football team. We'll be back with more of our pregame powered by Mahaska Drug coming up as we count down to kickoff round 1 of the Class 3A playoffs. Oski. All right, welcome back, everybody, to Council Bluffs Lewis Central High School. Getting ready for kickoff here as the national anthem is being played right now. And here we are just about less than 10 minutes away from kickoff now here between Oskaloosa and Council Bluffs Lewis Central, opening round of the Class 3A playoffs. So I'll bring in my partner in crime, if you will, my broadcast partner, Mr. Doug DeCock, Double D. And Doug's been patiently waiting here as we had some technical difficulties, but everything is figured out now, and we are glad to be here, and we're glad you're with us right here on the Indians Network, presented by Craig Ford. Well, let's talk about the game time conditions quick. Those are presented by our friends at Totalscape Lawn Care in Oskaloosa. Doug, it is going to be cold, as you would expect, here on November 1st. Of course, we had snow yesterday. No snow today, thank goodness, but it is cold. Right now it is cloudy. 45 degrees the current temperature here in Council Bluffs. It is a bit breezy as winds are coming from the northwest at 5 to 10 miles an hour, gusting up to about 15 miles an hour. So 45 degrees may not sound bad, but this time of year when the sun is away, 45 is pretty chilly, and it's just going to drop as we go through this football game.
Well, it could be a lot worse. I saw it was going to get down in the 20s during the game, and I don't think we're going to make it there right now. So, yeah, we're here. We made it here. It rained all the way, but actually the weather is fairly nice. I know it doesn't sound like it in the 1st of November, but 45 degrees is not too bad for tonight, considering what it could have been.
Absolutely. So our game time weather conditions presented by Totalscape Lawn Care in Oskaloosa. They're proud to support the Oskaloosa Indians, and they are proud to be your hometown lawn care company, Totalscape Lawn Care. All right, well, as we continue to wait for kickoff here, we'll continue to break things down for you a little bit. These two teams, this is going to be a tough test for Oskaloosa tonight, to say the least, Doug, as Council Bluffs Lewis Central making their 8th consecutive playoff appearance. They are a powerhouse every year in football. They're 8-1 this year. Their only loss coming to Harlan in Week 7 of the season. And, it's defense that carries this Lewis Central team. Their defense is stout, to say the least.
Yeah, I think I saw they only allowed 74 points in 9 games this year. So they have a outstanding defense. They also are very well balanced on offense. They run and pass. They're 5th in the Class 3A in passing, and they are 8th in rushing. So they can do both, and they got some big-time players on the field. They have 3 Division I prospects. One of them to watch is their tight end, Thomas Fedone. He's a 6'3" or 6'5", depends on what you look at, tight end, and he has been offered by the LSU Tigers. So he's legit. He's got 31 catches on the year. We got to see if our defensive line can outquick these guys and mess up that offense.
Well, yeah. So you talk about the points allowed. They were in the Dome last year. They've won 19 of their last 21 games. They return almost the entire defense, and they allowed 14 or less points in all 9 games this year. 14 or less points allowed in all 9 games. 8 points or less in 6 of their 9 games this year. So they are very, very tough to score on. And as Doug mentioned, they've got a great tight end. They've got 2 very good running backs as well. They are Bryson Bowman and Brady Miller. Miller got injured in the Harlan game in Week 7, and I understand he may be back tonight, possibly for the first time since Week 7. But Bowman has picked up the slack for him. 103 carries, 826 yards, 8 touchdowns. Miller is a senior, 90 carries, 702 yards, and 9 touchdowns. But again, he's not played since Week 7 when he got injured at Harlan. So those are the main offensive threats there, in addition to their tight end, their leading receiver, as Doug talked about, Thomas Fedone, 31 catches, 505 yards, 7 touchdowns. So here's the deal. We are way outsized in this football game by a long shot on the front lines. The question is, can our speed work to our factor? We've got a lot of speed. We've got a lot of weapons, and we'll see what Coach Dowd has up his sleeve tonight. You just heard from him on our pregame powered by Mahaska Drug, some of his thoughts. But I know they've switched some things up this week, trying to beef up the lines a little bit, and also, playmakers. They want playmakers on the field, so they have changed up a little bit this week in the starters.
Yeah, and I'm not sure exactly what changes they made, but I know Bobby Opheim and Kenny Satimi in the interior of that defense, that's their specialty is quickness.
And actually, Bobby is not starting, and, and it's simply just a size thing. That's all it is. So they're trying to beef up that line a little bit. So Bobby is a go-getter and a guy that doesn't back down to anybody, but he is way outsized on that front line.
But that might be a change that they'll come with. You can try to shoot some gaps, do some different things, slant your defenders, play some games up front to try to get to them and cause some havoc in the backfield.
All right, well, there you see the captains going out to meet at midfield. They'll do the coin toss, and we'll find out who's going to start first, offense and defense, here in this opening round of the Class 3A playoffs here at Council Bluffs Lewis Central. The winner of this game will play next Friday night against Harlan. Or who's Harlan playing tonight? Harlan or
DCG.
DCG.
That's a fantastic game right there. There's some good games here in 3A when you get in the middle seeds.
All right, so you just saw there on your screen, looks like Lewis Central is going to receive the opening kickoff. So Lewis Central will start this football game on offense, and the Oskaloosa defense is going to try to shut them down and make an early statement. So looking at the numbers here again, overall, Lewis Central averages 376 yards a game. They've only punted 15 times this entire season in 9 games. Oskaloosa averages 298.5 per game total yards. And again, Brett Cobb's the quarterback for Lewis Central, 83 of 135 through the air, just under 1,100 yards, averaging a little over 13 yards of completion. 13 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. When they do go to the air, he's very accurate.
He's efficient, a 158 QB rating, so he takes care of the ball, makes good decisions, and we're just going to have to stick with Fedone on defense and hope we can get some pressure on Cobes.
All right, so again, Lewis Central is going to start the game on offense, so the Indian defense will be on the field first here tonight. And tell you what, getting ready for the opening kickoff here, we'll show you that, and then we'll give you a special starting lineup tonight where you will meet the Oskaloosa Indians on your screen. So we'll do that right after kickoff here for our starting lineups. Our pregame has been powered by Mahaska Drug. Thanks to Jane and the staff there at Mahaska Drug for their sponsorship all season. And thanks to all of you for tuning in and joining us tonight on the Indians Network from Council Bluffs Lewis Central. With Doug DeCock, I'm Jamie Brockman. We're in the Wood Iron Grill press box. Camden Silver's OVP student is running the camera tonight. He's standing outside in this chilly weather tonight. And thank you very much to Camden Silvers for making the trip down here tonight and helping out. Here we go. Aaron Blom with the kick to start the football game. It is going to be returnable from the 6-yard line. Up the middle, big hit by Oskaloosa as he crosses the 15 to the 17, 18-yard line. Big hit on the return by Oskaloosa.
Big hit by Cody Gunn there coming from the other side. So a nice start for the Indians as the ball was taken at about the 8, and he only gets it up to the, let's see here, the 20, just past the 20. So good job by the Oskaloosa special teams on the opening kickoff. Blom was kicking into a little bit of a wind there. I think it's blowing from be your left to right.
All right. Well, we'll get you the starting defense here in just a moment after this first play as Lewis Central starts first down and 10 from their own, looks like 19-yard line. In the shotgun, they've got 3 receivers left, 1 right. They keep it on the ground, up the middle, spinning, and he gets to about the 23-24, picks up 4 yards, and a host of Indians in on that tackle. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the Oskaloosa starting defense.
My name is Kenny Satimi. I'm number 72, and I play defensive tackle.
Hi, I'm Noah. I'm 61.
Noah Van Voldeisen. I'm a senior. I'm number 54, and I play defensive end.
I'm Kel Bollinger. I'm a junior. I'm 56.
I'm Cody Gunn. I'm number 43. I'm a senior, and I play outside linebacker.
Hi, I'm Aaron Blom. I'm a senior, number 3, and I play middle linebacker.
Tyler Miller, number 10, Will linebacker.
I'm Eland Evans. I'm a junior, number 4. I play outside linebacker.
Hi, I'm Isaac Schultz. I'm a senior. I'm number 15. I play corner.
Hi, I'm Mason Ford. I'm number 5, and I'm a senior, and I play cornerback.
Hi, I'm Sullivan Ty. I'm a senior. I'm number 9. I play corner.
Reed Brown. I'm number 6. I'm a junior, and I play safety.
Hi, I'm Coach Jake Jenkins, and this is my 4th year being the head coach for the Oskaloosa Indians.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Council Bluffs Lewis Central. We lost our audio there for a moment, had to reset, but we are back on the Indians Network.
And a big 4th down play here, Jamie. Oskaloosa's defense playing well here early in the first quarter.
Yes, they are. 4th down and short. And, we had him stopped, and then he breaks free, and he's going to score for the Titans. We had him stopped, Doug, right at about the 1st down marker, and he was able to scoot through there, break free, and then uncontested into the end zone for Lewis Central.
Well, we kind of went with a jailbreak blitz there. Coach Jenkins put everybody on the line, and he was able to break through the first few tackles, and there was nobody back there as a safety net, and so the Titans get on the scoreboard first here in the first quarter.
So it's 6-0 Lewis Central, and we have 7:42 to go in our first quarter, and that kick is up and good. So we're going to keep it right here and get you caught up here as, again, we've been battling a few technical issues here on the beginning of our broadcast. We sincerely apologize for that, and hopefully everything is fixed and running well now. But, Doug, talk about Oskaloosa's performance there on that opening drive defensively.
Well, all in all, I thought it was pretty good, Jamie. We were sticking right in there. We had a quarterback sack. Unfortunately, we did have a face mask penalty that helped move the ball for the Titans, but all in all, I thought that was a pretty good defensive series for Oskaloosa. We just let the guy get loose on that 4th and short, and he took it to the house. So if you're Oskaloosa players, you're probably going right now, hey, we can stay with these guys, and your confidence is probably built up a little bit on the defensive side of the ball.
All right, so it's 7-0 now. Lewis Central leads it over Oskaloosa. Opening round of the Class 3A playoffs, 7:42 to go in the first quarter. Again, we're in the Wood Iron Grill press box. Along with Doug DeCock, my name is Jamie Brockman. Thanks for joining us. Running the camera for us tonight is OVP student Camden Silvers. And we appreciate him making that drive with his dad, I think.
Yep, Marty.
Yep, brought him here, and he's standing out in the elements tonight filming this for you on the Indians Network. So thank you very much, Camden Silvers of the OVP program. Here is the kickoff, and it's going to be into the end zone for a touchback. So Oskaloosa's opening possession will start first down and 10 at their own 20-yard line. All right, let's take a look at the starting offense for your Oskaloosa Indians.
Hi, I'm Noah Ide, number 61. I play center. I'm Noah Valdez. I'm a senior. I'm number 54, and I play offensive tackle.
I'm Tommy Melton. I'm a senior. I'm number 64, and I play right guard.
I'm Colt Butler. I'm number 52. I'm a senior, and I play offensive tackle.
Hi, I'm Cody Gunn. I'm number 43. I'm a senior, and I play tight end.
Hi, I'm Aaron Blom. I'm number 3. I'm a senior, and I play fullback.
I'm Kel Bollinger. I'm a junior. I'm 56. I play right guard.
Tyler Miller, senior, number 10. I play running back.
Gail Holmberg. I'm number 44. I'm a junior, and I play slot receiver.
I'm Cooper Spry. I'm number 13. I'm a junior, and I play wide receiver.
Wyatt Creer, senior, number 24, and I play slot receiver.
I'm Will Schultz. I'm number 11. I'm a sophomore, and I play quarterback.
Hi, I'm Coach Dowd, and I'm the offensive coordinator for the Oskaloosa Indians.
All right, we are back. There's your starting offense for Oskaloosa. Tyler Miller has carried the first couple of plays here for Oskaloosa. Gained 2 on first down. That time he was stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain, so it's going to set up a 3rd down and 8.
It was actually Schultz on the first down. The little quarterback keeper got about 2 or 3, and then Miller just carried it there. So, as Jamie mentioned, brings up 3rd and long for the Indians.
3rd down and 8 from the shotgun. Will Schultz, 2 receivers to the right. Schultz rolling right, throws on the run, and it's caught at the 30-yard line.
Cooper time with a big first down catch.
Cooper Spry getting the start tonight at wideout, and he comes up with a big catch there. First down for Oskaloosa. Will Schultz to Cooper Spry, and the Indians now just across their own 30-yard line. First down and 10.
Nice throw by Schultz. He drops it right over the linebacker's head. Spry with a beautiful diving catch, and the Indians have their first down of the game here.
All right, now Spry will line up wide to the left. Holmberg also wide to the left. Shotgun for Will Schultz. And it's going to be Schultz keeping it himself, straight forward. He's across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
Yeah.
Picks up 1, just a short gain.
Tackle there by number 75, Logan Jones for the Titans.
Again, want to thank you all for bearing with us. We understand, we do know we have some technical issues so far in the broadcast, and we're doing the best we can. It's just a 2-man crew here in the Wood Iron Grill press box, myself and Doug. So we are aware when issues happen, and we fix them as quickly as we can. So we just ask that you bear with us, and we'll do the best we can for you. If we lose audio, we'll get it back as quick as possible. Motion for Tyler Miller, and they're going to hand it to him. Tried to get him to the outside where he could use his speed. Lewis Central closed quickly over there on the far side, just shy of the 35-yard line. It's going to set up another 3rd down for Oskaloosa, 3rd and long, 3rd and 7.
And as we talked about in the pregame, Jamie hit on a little bit, this defense is outstanding for Lewis Central, but this team is not a real physical team, but they stay in their lanes. They play good base defense, and they stay home and they make tackles.
3rd down and 7 for Oskaloosa. 2 receivers split to each side. Shotgun for Will Schultz. He's looking to throw, steps up, does throw, and it is incomplete. He was looking again toward Cooper Spry, but I think they were not on the same page there. Spry was cutting back to the middle of the field, and Will threw it to the sideline.
Yeah, Spry ran a little post, and it looked like Schultz thought he was going to run it out. So the Indians will come in and punt here, as it looks like Aaron Blom is going to punt tonight. He drops deep for the Indians.
So Oskaloosa punts on their opening possession. Council Bluffs Lewis Central scored on their opening possession. 7-0 Titans lead it. And here is the punt from Aaron Blom. It is a high punt. All kinds of hang time. Fair catch. No. The ball's loose. I thought he called for a fair catch. He didn't. It went off of his chest. Almost a big break for Oskaloosa, but the Titans are back on it at the 32-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10. Lewis Central at their own 32-yard line. 4:42 to go in the first quarter. 7-0. Lewis Central leads it over Oskaloosa.
They're actually at the 37 here.
Okay.
So pretty good field position for Lewis Central. Now you got to watch out here because their big tight end, number 24, they're going to try to get the ball to him sometime, Thomas Fedone. And Oskaloosa, as we mentioned, did a pretty good job on the first series that the Titans had on offense.
First down and 10. Lewis Central at their own 37-yard line. They've got two receivers to the right. One to the right. Long snap count in the shotgun. And the quarterback keeps it himself straight ahead. Big run, midfield, 45-40. Far sideline. He's across the 35 and tackled around the 33. Wow, he just exploded through that hole unchallenged and then used his speed to get into Oskaloosa territory at the 8-yard line. 33-yard line.
Yeah, tackle there by Reed Brown, but Cobes got loose for a big gainer down the left side there.
Cobes, he's their quarterback. He also, he's got 47 carries, 227 yards, and a couple touchdowns rushing coming in. One receiver split wide to each side.
Somebody touched somebody way out here. Oskaloosa defender touched Fedone, and that's an automatic penalty. He's playing a press coverage on him, split wide right here, and it's going to cost Oskaloosa 5 yards on first down.
All right, so makes it a 1st and 5.
Look for Reed Brown to roll back over the top with help over the top on Fedone. Now Ford drops off.
From their own Oskaloosa 28-yard line. Fake handoff, quarterback rolling. He's under pressure. Kenny Satimi has him. He gets loose. Now Van Veldhuizen chases him. He gets to the sideline, throws.
No.
And it is incomplete. Wow. Boy, I tell you what, that shows you how athletic Cobes is at their quarterback slot. Satimi had him, and when he went to fling him down to the turf, he spun away from him.
That's the old bear hug tackle. And, Cobes was able to dance away from it and make a nice throw on the sideline, but it was just out of bounds and brings up 2nd and 5 for the Titans.
Line of scrimmage, the Oskaloosa 28-yard line. 2nd down and 5. Two receivers right, one left. Shotgun for Cobes. Long snap count. Hands it off. And he starts to the left, then angles back to the middle. The pile still pushing forward across the 20 into the Titans' red zone. Looks like they're going to get all the way up to the 16-yard line on just a straight run up the gut.
Well, they found some success here running to our right side, and they're opening up some holes, but we're also missing some tackles there, which is allowing big yardage after the missed tackles. So 4 minutes left here in the first. It's 7-0 Council Bluffs Lewis Central.
And they are now at the Oskaloosa 16-yard line with a first down. 1st and 10 Titans from the Oskaloosa 16-yard line. Two receivers right, one to the left. Cobes again in the shotgun. And he turns, throws. It is caught by the big tight end, and he makes one guy miss, escapes another tackle. He's across the 10 to about the 8-yard line. That's that big tight end we talked about in the pregame. He's their leading receiver, and he's being recruited heavily right now by LSU.
He actually has an offer from LSU, so he does a good job of making the first guy miss, and then he makes another nice move down the field.
That is Thomas Fedone. Yeah, not only is he a big body, but he's got good feet, as you can see. So Lewis Central threatening again inside Oskaloosa's 10-yard line at the 8. First and actually it's 2nd down and goal. 2nd down and 2. So they don't need to score. They can get a first down, and they run it right up the middle again across the 5. They've got the first down to about the 3 or 4 yard line.
Yeah, Lewis Central went a little old school on us there. Double tights, just a power running game right straight ahead. And they got it all the way down to the 2 yard line.
You know, here's a question, Doug. It seems like every high school game you go to anymore, they use shotgun for the quarterbacks. Why is that? You rarely see the quarterback under center anymore in high school.
Well, I like
Although
to
Cobes
see
is
it
under
down,
center right here.
Yeah, I like to see it when you're this close because you're just giving up 3 to 5 yards.
Yep.
And there's a touchdown.
And that's why. I mean, you're inside the 5 yard line. You're going to run the quarterback sneak, so you bring him up under center, and he just follows his huge line right into the end zone. Touchdown, Lewis Central. So the Titans with a big start here.
We got a penalty here. See what's going on.
There is a flag on the field. And what is it?
Oh, it's a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Titans after the touchdown. So the penalty will be assessed on the kickoff, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're right, yep. So the touchdown does count for Lewis Central, and the Titans are out to a 13-0 lead over Oskaloosa. They've scored on both of their possessions here in this first half. And now the PAT kick coming.
Well, they made that one look a lot easier than the first one. We did a good job, but they've found some things that are working now, and we're going to have to change up on our defense.
All right, so here is the kick. It is up, and it is good. So Lewis Central extends their lead to 14-0 here over Oskaloosa in the opening quarter, as we have 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. It's Lewis Central 14, Oskaloosa nothing. You're watching Oskaloosa playoff football on the Indians Network, presented by Craig Ford.
With 16 bays and several trained technicians, Bill & Ray's operates the finest diesel engine repair and towing service in southeast Iowa. They perform complete engine repair, electronic diagnostics on all types of engines, drivetrain rebuilding, fleet service, and motor coach repair, along with 24-hour wrecker service with no limit on travel radius. Bill & Ray's will get you back on the road. Bill & Ray's, Highway 23 Oskaloosa, and proud supporter of Oski Indians activities.
Thing a couple years ago.
Other scores of interest. Sergeant Bluff 7, Carlisle 7, first quarter. Harlan 7, DCG.
Nothing. Pella leads Independence 3-0. Pella Christian trails 7-6 against Van Meter.
Wow.
That's good.
Schultz and Miller back deep to receive. Shudak has the ball up on the left hash line.
Welcome back to Council Bluffs Lewis Central here on the Indians Network, presented by Craig Ford. We are in the Wood Iron Grill press box. My name is Jamie Brockman, joined by Doug DeCock, OVP student Camden Silvers, running the camera for us tonight in the elements here in Council Bluffs. And here is a kick returnable by the Indians. Squib kick that time. I think they want to keep it away from the dangerous Tyler Miller.
Well,
so they're going to give up field position there.
Yeah, like a little pooch kick. It looks like it was fielded there by Reed Brown, and he'll get it up to about the 39-yard line, so good field position for Oskaloosa here.
All right, let's see if that offense now can make something happen. Second possession of the game, punted on the opening possession for Oskaloosa. First down and 10 Indians, and they're actually just across the 40 at the 41-yard line.
Okay, so let's see if Oskaloosa can mount a drive here with their second possession.
First down, Oskaloosa just across their own 40-yard line. Two receivers to the right. And Schultz pitches it to Miller. The football is loose in the backfield.
Oskaloosa is going to recover it, but they're going to lose about 8 yards.
Tyler Miller on the pitch from Schultz. And Miller comes up hobbling a bit. He's coming to the sideline. So here's some confusion. Daryl Fain is going to come into the game from the sideline.
And he's a sophomore, so we got a sophomore quarterback, a sophomore running back.
Watching Tyler Miller here on the sideline. He is limping badly on his right side.
Looks like his right ankle.
Yep. And we're going to have a timeout, Oskaloosa. Indians had to take a timeout there as this was just kind of a mess right here with Miller coming out with the ankle injury and running people in late, trying to get set in the right place. So Coach Jenkins has to take an early timeout here. Not the start Oskaloosa was hoping for. They're down 14-0, and they have the football. It's going to be 2nd and 17 from their own 34-yard line with 1:49 to go in the first quarter. You are watching Oskaloosa football on the Indians Network, presented by Craig Ford. What do you mean no sound? There is 2 sound. I know.
we'll get to know you and your goals to help you get back to doing what you love in no time. Find out more at kineticedgept.com.
We are back at Council Bluffs Lewis Central in the Wood Iron Grill press box with Doug DeCock. I'm Jamie Brockman. So Oski has to take an early time out there as Tyler Miller came off the field with an injury on his right ankle. He's sitting on the bench right now, and trainers are over there looking at him. So timeout, and Oskaloosa now facing second down and 17 from their own 34-yard line. Motion from the right side. They fake the jet sweep. Schultz then tries to keep it himself. Did not fool that front line of Lewis Central. They hit Schultz immediately and drive him back for a loss.
Yeah, they're not giving any ground right there. They're standing our offensive line up and almost pushing them back a yard. So we're not getting any push up front. We might need to look to maybe run a quick swing pass or something to get the ball out on the edge. We got 1:25 left here in the first quarter. The Titans with a 14-0 lead on the Indians.
All right, so third and long for Oskaloosa. Third and 19 from their own 32-yard line. Motion from the right side. Schultz keeps it himself up the middle again, and not much happening. He got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain. So fourth down, Oskaloosa.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if they stick with Darrell in there at running back. He hasn't played a lot there this year. A lot of times when Miller gets injured, they'll put Creer back there, Wyatt, and then they'll bring in another H-back or whatever you want to call it in Wyatt's position. So something to look for from the Oskaloosa offensive side. Blom back to punt again. He'll kick it from about the 20.
Another high punt, hang time for Blom, angling to the sideline, out of bounds. Going to be spotted at the Lewis Central 40-yard line.
So Lewis Central once again in business with good field position. They did start the one drive at about the 20, but other than that, they've been up around the 40 every time. Our defense has got to stand up here, otherwise this could get ugly early.
All right, Doug, you've got some playoff scores from 3A. We'll,
yeah,
if you want to pass those along to us. Again, the winner of this will play Harlan or DCG, whoever wins that football game.
Harlan jumped out to a quick 7-0 lead in that, and Pella was leading Independence 3-0. Independence undefeated on the year.
Lewis Central would love to have another shot at Harlan. They lost to him in Week 7. They've got three receivers to the right side. Motion from the left. They hand it off on the jet sweep. He turns the corner, and he's met at the 46-yard line and driven back. Actually, they're going to move up to the 48 now, it looks like.
So good 8-yard gain by the Titans on first down. Another score of local interest, Van Meter 7, Pella Christian 6. So the Eagles hanging in there at Van Meter tonight. And Glenwood jumps all over Norwalk in the first quarter, 14-0. Glenwood is in this conference with Lewis Central and Harlan.
And that's going to be the final play of the first quarter. So the first quarter is in the books, not the quarter or the start Oskaloosa was hoping for, as we really haven't done anything at this point to even challenge the Titans right now. They've scored on both of their possessions, and they're shutting us down with their stout defense. So it's 14-0 after one quarter in the opening round of the Class 3A playoffs. Council Bluffs Lewis Central with the lead over Oskaloosa. You're watching Indians football here on the Indians Network, presented by Craig Ford. Take a break. Back with your second quarter coming up from Council Bluffs. We're back on the Indians Network, presented by Craig Ford from Council Bluffs Lewis Central. The Titans leading Oskaloosa right now, 14-0 as we start the second quarter.
So Lewis Central on the move again. They had a big run, but then they had a holding penalty that brought it back, but they just hit a jailbreak screen to Fedone for about 20 yards. So they're on the move again at the Indians' 28.
Now, so far, our defense has not been able to answer this powerful offense of Lewis Central. Spread the field again. 2 receivers to each side. Shotgun for the quarterback. And he airs it up to the end zone. Diving catch. Nope, incomplete at the goal line.
Well, that's going to be a problem because the quarterback, you don't see this a lot in high school, but it looked to me like he just checked out of the original play and checked off to those go routes, and they had a guy wide open. The ball was just underthrown. So 10-15 left, 14-0 still here in Council Bluffs, and we got a 2nd down and 10, and we got a little bit lucky there that Lewis Central didn't hit for 21 on that play.
So it's now 2nd down and 10. Lewis Central from the Oskaloosa 28-yard line. Kolbs rolls left, then decides to turn it upfield, keep it himself, and he's across the 25 to the 24, picks up 4 yards.
Well, a little option play there, and he's able to duck it back up. Brings up a 3rd and about 7 right now for the Titans. So big down defensively for Oskaloosa. We need to get a stop and get the ball back and sustain a drive.
So it's 3rd down, Lewis Central.
Probably 2-down territory here for Lewis Central.
Yeah, they've got a good field goal kicker. His long is 47 this year. Shotgun, quarterback rolling right, looking downfield, throws toward the end zone to his big tight end, and it's incomplete again down near the goal line, so it's going to bring up 4th down.
Excellent defense by Oskaloosa there on the pass play, so that'll bring up a 4th down. It looks like Lewis Central is going to try. It's going to be about a 42-yard field goal here.
Again, his long is 47 for the season. He's a pretty good kicker. He's just 2 for 3 in field goals this year. They've only attempted 3, and his long is 47. So line of scrimmage here is the 25, so it's 42 yards. Kick is up. It's got plenty of distance, and it is good.
Well, that had 15 more yards.
Easily. So wow. Lewis Central is 3 for 3 on possessions and scores, 2 touchdowns, and now a 42-yard field goal. And Lewis Central extends that lead to 17-0 over Oskaloosa. And let's just go ahead and keep it here during the timeout. And Doug DeCock, what does Oskaloosa need to do? What adjustments can we do here? What do we got to do to try to get in this football game?
Well, I think we got to try to throw a swing pass or just a quick pass to the flanker on the outside, trying to get the ball in a little bit of space. We're not getting anything inside the tackles, and we need to try to maybe stretch the field to the sides a little bit. But what a kick there. That was a rocket through there, and he had, I thought, 15. It could have been 20, and that was from 42. So I'm really impressed by this team, Lewis Central team, and how fundamentally sound they are. They just do everything well.
Yeah, he like I said, he's a very good kicker. That's only the 4th field goal attempt this season. So he's 3 for 4, but his long is 47, and that one was a 42. So we've got 2 really good kickers in this football game. Blom for Oskaloosa, of course, and the kicker for Lewis Central there is Zach Shudak. He's also the kicker. So here is his kickoff. It's a high, short kick. And it's going to be fielded on the run by Tyler Miller, who's back in the game. Miller gets to the outside on the near sideline, and he's across the 25, wrapped up at about the 26. So good to see Tyler Miller back in the football game. He came out earlier with a injured right ankle, and looks like they've got that ankle taped, and he is back out now on the field.
And the wind looks like it has died down. We apologize, can't give you the wind conditions, but there's no flags at the top of the goalpost, and the American flag is actually just barely out of our view, but I was able to get a peek of it, and it looks like the wind has died down. So pretty calm night right now.
All right, 1st and 10, Oskaloosa. from their own 26-yard line. Two receivers to the right side, and Schultz hands it off to Miller. Miller looking for some space. Oh, a hit on the sideline. There's the flag. Yeah, that's going to be a late hit, unsportsmanlike personal foul. Going to be called on the Titans right there as they hit Miller after he had went out of bounds. And Miller just able to pick up a couple yards there, but that's going to be a nice penalty that will help Oskaloosa. And for once, the penalty doesn't go against the Indians. That's what we've seen a lot of this year.
Well, that's going to be a big one. That's 15 yards. That'll put it up to the 45-yard line. So if Oskaloosa can drive this ball down and score and make it 17-7, they'll breathe a little life into them.
Well, I think we need to. I mean, we need to do something just to show them that we can compete at this point, as they pretty much, at this moment anyway, been able to do about anything they want, leading 17-0 with 9:08 to go in the first half.
Pella now leading Independence 9-0 in the second quarter. Harlan still leads 7-0. Van Meter 14-6 over PC. Glenwood still up 14-0 on Norwalk. And Sergeant Bluff Luton 21-7 over Carlisle.
Oh, there's Tyler Miller, and he found a hole. He got some positive yards, but then lost the football, and the Titans recover it. Fumble recovered by Lewis Central at the 47-yard line of Lewis Central. So nice run there by Miller, making something happen. Got a few yards into Titan territory, but the ball comes out, and Lewis Central recovers.
Well, unfortunate break there for Oskaloosa. We had probably our best offensive play outside of that one pass to Spry early, and coughed the ball up. So Lewis Central take over again with great field position at their own 47.
First down, Titans. Opening round of the Class 3A playoffs. Thanks for joining us tonight on the Indians Network, also on Thunder Country 96.7 KIIC. With Doug DeCock, I'm Jamie Brockman. Here's the handoff, and had him in the backfield, but he scoots away from that, then gets across midfield to the 49-yard line of Oskaloosa.
Yeah, that was number 25. That's that Bryson Bowman, who you mentioned in the pregame. Did he fill in?
He's the one that kind of took over the main slot.
So nice 5-yard gain there, 4-yard gain on first down to bring up 2nd and 6.
Just across midfield in Oskaloosa territory at the 49-yard line. 17-0. Lewis Central leading it over Oskaloosa. 8:27 and counting to go in the first half. Motion in the backfield. Shotgun for the quarterback. Hands it off to the big run. No, he faked it to him, and then quarterback keeps it to the outside. That was a great fake carried up the middle. And he's across the 45 and out of bounds to the 44-yard line. That's the quarterback again, Kobus.
Well, we've got no contain over here, and you've got to get up the field and not slant in. And we got caught there slanting in, and it was wide open around the edge.
And he did get the first down, so they moved the chains, reset, and it's 1st and 10 Titans at the Oskaloosa 43-yard line. Three receivers wide to the right. Motion now coming from that right side. They hand it off to the motion man on the jet sweep, and he uses his speed across the 40, 35, out of bounds at the 34-yard line. About a yard shy of the first down. So it'll be 2nd down and short, just across the Oskaloosa 35-yard line. Indian defense needs a stop here, Doug. Down 17-0. They've scored every time they've had the ball so far. 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Need a stop here.
Yeah, Coach Jenkins running in different players left and right, trying to find something that could work here. He's got Noah Ide now on the defensive end position.
He actually started there. Here's a throw out to the flat, and you just throw it to the outside, let the receiver use his speed there. And he's got the first down across the 30 to the 29-yard line. Yeah, Noah Ide actually starting at defensive end tonight.
That's probably the first time this year that he's started over there.
And Cale Bollinger also started at defensive end tonight. So, again, Coach was trying to beef up the line a little bit, get some of the bigger dogs up there.
Van Velheisen now in at the left end for Oskaloosa.
2 receivers to each side this time for the Titans. Just across the Oskaloosa 30-yard line. Long snap count. Oskaloosa showed blitz. Now they back it off. Kobus looking to throw. He's got all day. He does throw, and it's incomplete. Double coverage there on the big tight end. Nicely done by the Oskaloosa secondary there, staying with him.
Well, we've done a decent job on him so far. He got loose a little bit on a jailbreak screen, and then he made a guy miss out here. But we've had guys around him for the most part.
That was Reed Brown on the coverage. In the Wood Iron Grill press box, I'm Jamie Brockman, joined by Doug DeCock, and running the camera tonight so you can watch the action from Council Bluffs is OVP student Camden Silvers.
In the cold.
In the cold. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Motion again coming from the right side. They fake the jet sweep. They hand it off to the big tailback. He keeps his feet. 10-5, touchdown Titans. Wow.
Well, he's fast. I'm not sure what's going on with our backside defense there. We're not pursuing to the ball, and we're just standing and leaving lanes when they cut back.
Yeah, he just kind of walked right through there, and somebody reached at his ankles, tripped him up for a moment, got his feet back, and sailed into the end zone. 23-0.
That was Bryson Bowman, number 25 again. He's a, he's a 6-foot senior, 170. Good speed.
Here comes the kick. It's up. It's good. So 24-0 now, the lead for Council Bluffs Lewis Central over Oskaloosa, as we have 7:31 left to go in the first half. You're watching Oskaloosa playoff football on the Indians Network, presented by Craig Ford. 24-0 Titans. We'll be back.
Rest easy. State Farm agent Wendell Campbell is there for you. Call 641-673-4462 today for the service you deserve.
You're sure to save big at Hy-Vee now that hundreds of items are on low price lockdown and price decline. Lockdown prices won't change unless they are lowered, and any item marked with a red arrow means you will save big. Come get deals on seasonal items already on your list at Hy-Vee, where there is a helpful smile in every aisle.
Is this conference?
All right, 24-0. Lewis Central leads it over Oskaloosa, with 7:31 to go in the first half here in the opening round of the Class 3A playoffs. There you see on your screen our sponsors on the Indians Network this year, of course, presented by Craig Ford, but sponsored by Penn Central Eye Clinic, Eye Care Partners, Dr. Jim Ellison staff, Bates Funeral Chapel, Clow Valve Company, Mahaska Health Partnership, Edward Jones, William Penn University, Oski Dental, Stam Greenhouse, Midwest One Bank, Musco Lighting, Bill and Ray's in Oskaloosa, Gardner Collier Jewelry, also Fairway, Penn Central Mall, who's having a watch party tonight. Hello to everybody watching in center court at Penn Central Mall on the big blow-up inflatable jumbo screen. So hope you're, unfortunately it's 24-0 Lewis Central, but we hope you're having fun.
Well, they might be throwing some axes over there.
They might be. So, yeah, we're glad you're watching, whether you're at home or in your vehicle, or maybe you're at Penn Central Mall. State Farm, Wendell Campbell. Also, Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy, Wood Iron Grill. Thanks to all of our sponsors. So the kick to Oskaloosa returned to the 28-yard line, or excuse me, the 23-yard line. And it's going to be 1st and 10 Oskaloosa at the 23. Doug, we have done nothing offensively so far in this game. Need to find a way to move the football here, and I think we're going to have to do it through the air. And that's what Coach Dowd's thinking. He goes to the air immediately on the slant, and it's caught by Cooper Spry. And then Spry fumbles the football. It's recovered by the Titans. Doggone it, that was a great pass connection from Schultz to Spry, and then they hit the ball. As Spry was running, they hit it with the helmet and recovered the fumble.
If you're going to win games like this, you've got to get all the breaks. You can't be giving the football away. That's a second turnover in the last 2 possessions here, and this could get ugly real fast.
Yep, so again, good pass connection from Schultz to Spry on the slant, and then as Spry was getting a couple extra yards, put the helmet right on the football. Spry coughs it up, recovered by the Titans. They have it now 1st and 10 at the Oskaloosa 37-yard line. They go to the I formation backfield, quarterback under center, old school football, and the big running back just burst right through the hole. We had 3 guys had him wrapped up, and he breaks free. Touchdown Titans. Holy cow, Doug. We had 3 or 4 guys had him wrapped up at the 20-yard line. He gets away, and touchdown Titans. My goodness.
Oh, my goodness. What a run.
Wow. That's, again, Bryson Bowman. And he is big. I mean, he is big, and he can run.
He looks big. He looks bigger than 6 foot. They have him listed on Quick Stats here as a 6-footer, but he sure looks like he's about 6'2".
So here comes the PAT kick. on the way. It is up, and it is good. Lewis Central is running away early here as they hold a 31-0 lead over Oskaloosa with 7:03 left to go in the first half. You're watching and listening to Oskaloosa football here on the Indians Network, presented by Craig Ford, also on Thunder Country 96.7 FM KIIC.
Every morning before my family and I head out the door for the day, we tell each other to be the one. It's a challenge we make to each other to step up and show kindness when we have the opportunity. I'm Mike Sitzma, funeral director here at Bates Funeral Chapel. I see families in some of their toughest times. However, I get to see our community at its best through the outpouring of love and support they show those affected by loss. I challenge you to join me and my family to look for opportunities daily to be the one.
We are back at Council Bluffs Lewis Central with Doug DeCock. I'm Jamie Brockman in the Wood Iron Grill press box. OVP student Camden Silvers out in the elements filming the action for you tonight back home. 31-0 Lewis Central leads it. 7:03 to go in the first half. And once again, Lewis Central will kick off to Oskaloosa. Oskaloosa has been unable to challenge the Titans defensively as they're just running right through tackles and moving people back on the line. And then Oskaloosa not helping themselves offensively, turning the football over twice now.
Yeah, they're just going double tight ends and straight blast up the middle, and their running backs are just breaking all kinds of tackles.
This time they do kick the ball deep. Will Schultz is the return man, takes it to the 5-yard line, right up the middle, across the 20, tripped up at the 23-yard line. Will Schultz on the return. So 1st and 10 Oskaloosa, starting this drive at their own 23-yard line. And needless to say, Oskaloosa needs an answer right here. Down 31-0.
With 6:57 left here in the second quarter. I'm not sure if the running clocks, I don't think it can start till the second half.
Yep.
So
it can be 60-0. It doesn't matter until the second half. But the running clock, by the way, if you're interested or you're unaware, after the second, in the second half, anytime in the second half, if a team has a lead of 35 or more, it'll go to a continuous running clock. 2 receivers to each side for Will Schultz. Schultz hands it off, and Oski stood up at the 25-yard line and driven back. I think that was Miller.
Yeah, it was on Miller on the carry.
Now Oski has Spry and Creer as their wideouts on the right side. New personnel coming in, going out. Blom and Gunn come in from the sideline. I'm going to try a little power here with Blom as your lead blocker at the fullback position. See if you can push some guys out of the way here on 2nd down and 9. It was just a 1-yard gain that last play. Schultz looking to throw. He's under pressure. He does get rid of it. It's caught by Creer, but it's going to be a loss. As back at the 20-yard line, Creer almost would have been better off just to drop that pass.
Yeah.
Goes as a loss of about 5, and it's going to bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, they've got some big athletic boys there, Jamie. Them guys can run, too, up front for Lewis Central.
Going to bring up 3rd down and 14 now. Backed up to our own 20-yard line. 2 receivers to each side for Will Schultz in the shotgun. Here comes the pressure. Steps up in the pocket. He throws over the far side of the field. It is caught at the 25 and then forward to the 28. That's Holmberg on the pass. Picks up 8, maybe 9, but it's going to be 4th and 5. Tell you what, Doug, this is, it looks like the punt team's coming on. I was going to say it. I don't know.
You got to punt it. You got to, yeah.
I agree, but,
you just roll it back to like it's 0-0 now.
All right. Punt team coming on for Oskaloosa on 4th and 5. Winner plays the winner of Harlan and DCG in the second round of the 3A playoffs next Friday night. Harlan handing Lewis Central their only loss this season in Week 7. Blom gets a good punt away, another high punt, all kinds of hang time, allowing the coverage team to get downfield. Takes a nice roll across the 25, and it'll be down by Oski at the 23-yard line. So 1st down and 10 coming up for Lewis Central, and they'll start this one at their own 23-yard line.
Well, some updates, Jamie. 9-0 still Pella over Independence. Harlan leading DCG 7-zip still in the second quarter. Carlisle trails Sergeant Bluff Luton 21-7 in the second. Glenwood 14-0 over Norwalk. Western Dubuque 14-3 over Washington in the second quarter. Western Dubuque ranked number 1 in Class 3A. And Xavier in a tough ball game with North Scott leading 3-zip in the second quarter.
All right, thank you, Doug. First down, Lewis Central. They go to the air. Down the sideline, it is incomplete. Reed Brown was there on coverage. He was step for step with him. Tried to throw it just in front and allow his receiver to make a play, but it's incomplete. And it'll bring up second down. Coming up at halftime, we'll go through some of the statistics, which there's not a lot of stats right now for Oskaloosa, quite frankly. And there is a lot for Lewis Central. So we'll talk about those, talk about some adjustments that need to be made. We'll also visit with former players, former Indians. Tanner DeCock, he's here. Of course, he attends Midland University, not too far from here. Plays basketball. And the guy that plays on this field each and every week for Iowa Western at the junior college level, Blake Van Veldhuizen. Of course, he just signed to go play for Minnesota State,
which is a very good Division II team. So congratulations to Blake. He'll be continuing his football career for a couple more years.
And we'll talk to both of those former Indians coming up at halftime. Gain of 2 to the 25-yard line makes it third down. Third down and 8 for the Titans. They're going to split receivers, 2 to each side. Back to the shotgun for Kobus. Remember, the Titans have only punted 15 times the whole year, and it's going to be a quarterback keep, and he's going to have the first down and more. Clear across the field, coming toward the near sideline, finally tripped up by Aaron Blom as he gets across the 35, out of bounds around the 37-yard line. That's a 12-yard gain, first down. And quarterback Kobus, he takes the snap in the shotgun, quickly turns like he's going to throw to the right, then takes off the opposite direction.
Yeah, and he does the little things, too. He really cranks his shoulders around so it looks like he is going to pass, and then he takes off running. So as I mentioned before, this team is very well coached from Lewis Central.
First down, Titans at their own 37-yard line. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun for Kobus. Looking to throw again. And he does throw right in the middle of the field. It is caught by the big tight end. Now he goes to the far side. Almost tripped him up at the 40. Keeps his foot for a little bit across the 35 and stopped around the 34-yard line. Big pass connection there from Kobus to his big Division I tight end who is had an offer from LSU, as we talked about, Thomas Fedone.
Well, I think they're looking at that guy like, we can put 30, 40 pounds on him, and he's still going to be able to move pretty well. He's impressive.
Yes, he is.
Shaking up a little bit here. He's got a little giddy up in his jog as he goes over to the sideline.
So first down, Lewis Central moving the football now into Oski territory at the 33-yard line. And they run the jet sweep around the left side, escaping a couple of tackles, stiff arm, and
nice tackle by Reed Brown there.
Yep, Reed Brown and Aaron Blom finish him off at about the 31, so he picks up 2 yards.
Safety's getting a lot of action tonight.
See Gavin Higgins coming into the front line for Oskaloosa. So it's going to be second down and 4 for Lewis Central. Line of scrimmage is the Oskaloosa 27-yard line. They send 3 receivers right, 1 left. Shotgun again for Kobus. Motion from the right. Fake the jet sweep, hand it off, right side. Good job by Oskaloosa that time as they hit him right away and held on. He tried to spin away, and then who's number 50?
I think that's Westerkamp, Blake Westerkamp.
Yep. Boy, Westerkamp had a big sack
I'm sorry. That's Dawson Braden, another sophomore, 6'1", 165. That is a good sophomore class, and a lot of these guys have seen some action this year for the Indians. Braden and Westerkamp both get in there quite a bit. So nice play by Dawson Braden on that run.
Brings up third down and 3. I formation. They run power football out of the I, up the middle. Now he bounces it outside. 10-5 touchdown. Holy cow. That's Bryson Bowman once again. He ran straight up the gut. We hit him, and then he bounced it outside and uncontested into the end zone from there.
He's got to be bigger than 6 foot. Look at him. That's a big dude. I was looking at 24 there.
So now the PAT kick is on the way.
Well, that's Fedone.
And it is up and good.
That guy kicks it a long ways.
So the PAT is good, and Lewis Central extends their lead to 38-0 now over Oskaloosa with a minute 18 left to go in the first half. You're watching Oskaloosa playoff football on the Indians Network and listening on Thunder Country 96.7 FM KIIC.
Stop out at Stam Garden Center and Nursery for all your outdoor needs. Stam Garden Center will have a fresh supply of a wide variety of fall annuals, perennials, shrubs, and trees to fit any budget. Autumn Acres will be open Saturday, September 21st, and be open each Friday evening and Saturday through October 26th. Autumn Acres has family fun for everyone, so stop out at Stam Garden Center and Nursery and experience autumn.
Come experience Penn Central Mall. With a variety of shops, services, restaurants, and more, Penn Central is the place to go for all your shopping and entertainment needs. Grab a gourmet grilled cheese at Wonder Lunch, shop the latest trends at Maurice's, find the perfect gift at Gardner Collier, or enjoy a night out with ice cream and retro arcade games at Old School Pinball and Arcade. Penn Central also has numerous public events scheduled throughout the year to provide fun for the whole family. Find them on Facebook to stay up to date with deals and upcoming events. Walk, shop, enjoy. Penn Central Mall.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Council Bluffs Lewis Central High School. 38-0. The Titans flexing their muscles big time here in the first half against Oskaloosa in this opening round Class 3A playoff matchup. They kicked the ball deep, returned by Tyler Miller across the 20 to the 24-yard line. And the Indian offense will trot out to the field one more time here. Down 38-0, a minute 13 to go in the first half. Again, thank you all for watching and listening. We welcome our audience on Thunder Country 96.7 FM KIIC tonight. Also, all of you watching on IndiansNetwork.tv or on MCG Channel 7. Thanks for joining us tonight. And again, hello to everybody who is having a great time watching on the big screen at Penn Central Mall this evening. Two receivers to each side for Oskaloosa. Will Schultz in the shotgun. Creer coming in motion. They fake to him, and they throw to Ike Schultz, and it is incomplete at the 27-yard line.
Well, that's what I was talking about earlier, just getting quick passes out and throw a little bit behind Ike, but probably should have brought that in, and ends up dropping it, bringing up 2nd and 10 with 1:10 left here in the second quarter.
Two receivers each side. Once again, for Will Schultz. Miller in the backfield. And they hand it to Tyler Miller straight up the middle. Nice hole there initially. He gets through that, but then is met by the linebacking core as he crosses the 25 at the 27.
Pretty good run there, 7 yards. 6.
Yep. To the 27, 28-yard line.
Well, maybe not even that many.
It's going to bring up a third down. Third down. They need to. Looks like they need to get to about the 33. So 3rd down and 6. Motion coming from the right side. That's Holmberg. He gets set in the backfield. Snap is low. Will Schultz picks it up, then throws.
Well, his knee touched as he was picking the ball up, so they're going to mark him down right there. Nice throw by Schultz, though. He just picked it up and threw it out there blindly, and a nice catch. And we might have had a big play there with Reed Brown.
So here comes the punt team on once again for the Indians with 28 seconds left to go in this first half. Again, stick with us at halftime. We'll look at the numbers. Those stats are being kept by Wade Steinlage. And then we'll also talk to former Indians who have continued their athletic careers at the next level. Tanner DeCock and Blake Van Veldhuizen are both here. And Blake will be playing on this field tomorrow when Iowa Western is in action.
They host number 6 Butler Community College here tomorrow, so a big game for the Reavers.
All right, timeout on the field. 17 seconds remain in the half. All Lewis Central, 38-0 over Oskaloosa. Winner plays either DCG or Harlan. Whoever wins that one. What do you got for playoff scores right now, Doug? I know Pella and...
let's see if they updated here. These
Harlan
scores come from
pretty good
fans
game.
on ScoreStream. So Harlan 7-0 at the half. Pella 9-0, still showing second quarter. Van Meter now up on PC 28-6 in the second. Xavier 3-0 over North Scott at the half. 28-7 Sergeant Bluff over Carlisle at the half. Washington down 21-3 at the half to Western Dubuque. Glenwood now 28-22 in a heck of a game against Norwalk in the second quarter. And that gets you somewhat updated on some familiar teams.
All right. Thank you very much, Doug DeCock. So here comes Oskaloosa out of the timeout with 18 seconds remaining in the half, down 38-0. And Aaron Blom set to punt the football. The snap bounces to Blom. He picks it up, kicks it away. And it's going to take a nice big Oskaloosa roll. And it'll be down at the 31-yard line by Reed Brown. So we'll see what the Titans have in mind here, leading 38-0. Just a few ticks left here on the first half clock. What do you think they'll do here, Doug? Line of scrimmage is a 31, so do they take a deep shot and try to score before halftime, or do they just take a knee and go in up 38-0?
Well, they got Fedone split way out. If I was Oski, I'd roll Reed Brown over there. Now, you got to watch this guy in the slot here. They may run a few go routes and just see what happens.
All right, first down. Council Bluffs Lewis Central. Nope, they keep it on the ground. Up the middle, now he bounces to the outside and makes another juke as he crosses the 40, and Oskaloosa will have him down at the 42-yard line, and that will be the final play of the first half. A first half dominated by the powerful Council Bluffs Lewis Central Titans, and they head to halftime leading 38-0 over Oskaloosa here in the opening round of the Class 3A playoffs. You are watching Oskaloosa playoff football on the Indians Network, presented by Craig Ford, also listening on Thunder Country 96.7 FM KIIC. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll take a break. We'll be back. We'll look at the first half numbers, talk about adjustments, and we'll visit with former Indians Tanner DeCock and Blake Van Veldhuizen live here in the Wood Iron Grill press box when we come back.
At Mahaska Health, our team is dedicated to caring for you through every season of life. Whether you are in need of a same-day appointment, preparing to expand your family, or about to undergo surgery with our excellent surgical staff, we are dedicated to helping you feel your best, today and every day. Recognized as a top 100 critical access hospital, we are continually driven to enhance the health and well-being of the communities we serve. Mahaska Health.
Rest easy. State Farm agent Wendell Campbell is there for you. Call 641-673-4462 today for the service you deserve.
You're sure to save big at Hy-Vee now that hundreds of items are on low price lockdown and price decline. Lockdown prices won't change unless they are lowered, and any item marked with a red arrow means you will save big. Come get deals on seasonal items already on your list at Hy-Vee, where there is a helpful smile.
For nearly 40 years, Musco has specialized in the design and manufacture of sports and large area lighting solutions. From neighborhood ball fields to international speedways, Musco is committed to providing cost-effective lighting solutions and services you can rely on. For your budget, for the environment, Musco Lighting, we make it happen.
At Gardner Collier Jewelry, our goal has always been to provide you with the very best jewelry for your money. From plain gold wedding bands to the most exquisite diamond ring, Gardner Collier has it. Our huge selection is sure to exceed your expectations, and our service is second to none. From sterling silver fashion jewelry to the one-of-a-kind diamond fashion piece, Gardner Collier can fill your jewelry desires. For the very best value in fine jewelry, choose Gardner Collier, Quincy Place Mall, Ottumwa, and Penn Central Mall, Oskaloosa.
Whether you have great credit, not so great credit, or even no credit at all, everyone is welcome at Craig Ford in Oskaloosa. And if your credit score is not so great or even bad, we have the vehicles with extra rebates and incentives to help you rebuild your credit and get you into a nice, dependable vehicle. So whether your credit is great or not so great, let my staff at Craig Ford in Oskaloosa help get you into a nicer, more dependable vehicle.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Council Bluffs Lewis Central as we are at halftime in this opening round Class 3A playoff matchup, and all Lewis Central at the half, leading Oskaloosa 38-0. We welcome you back to the Wood Iron Grill press box. My name is Jamie Brockman, joined by Doug DeCock on the broadcast, and a big thank you to Camden Silvers from OVP at Oskaloosa High School. Those of you that know Camden or his family, man, when you see him this weekend, thank him. He's standing outside running the camera. It was a pretty constricted space here, so we had to put the camera outside, and it is not exactly warm, and Camden is out there toughing it out and running the controls and camera for us tonight. So thank you very much, Camden. So we're in the Wood Iron Grill press box, and as I promised, we're going to talk to some former Indians here. We wanted to do it in the pregame, but they were nice enough to hang around and wait until halftime. So we'll bring them on the camera here. We're going to start with Tanner DeCock, and of course Tanner DeCock was active in football and basketball and baseball while he was at Oskaloosa High School. First of all, Tanner, good to see you, and looking good.
Oh yeah, good to be here.
All right, well, what do you think? Not a good first half for the Indians.
Yeah, not too hot right now. They started off pretty strong, and then got them down to actually 4th and 1, and then just one breakaway off that first possession. It's kind of been downhill from there, but just got to come out in the second half with a lot of energy and hopefully show some pride in the second half.
Yeah, that's the thing. You gotta dig deep right now and find that pride, and just especially seniors. I mean, if you're a senior right now, what are you thinking? And what's going through your mind?
If I'm a senior, I'm playing like I know it's my last football game, and just going out there and embracing every moment with my brothers, and just just knowing that you have one game left, you're never going to get these moments back, and thinking about you started playing football since about 4th grade, and you have to know that it's all coming to an end in the second half. So you got to go out there and play for pride, especially.
Absolutely. So let's talk about what you're up to these days. You're attending Midland College. You're a sophomore and playing some basketball.
Oh yeah, yep. We actually didn't quite make the varsity, but we got our first game Monday, and the varsity's currently 2-1. So not doing too bad. They beat a team that's receiving votes. And then, but yeah, it's been good. I love it over there.
It sounds like it's. I mean, I talked to your dad about it a lot. Sounds like you're very comfortable there, and at least at JV level, very very much contributing there, and hoping to make that varsity here pretty soon.
Yeah, that's the plan. Hopefully sometime soon. But yeah, it's been great. I love it over there.
So tell me about Midland. It's an NAIA school.
Yep. Yeah, it's NAIA Division II. We actually move up to Division I next year. And we will be playing William Penn next year and senior year.
Okay.
So for the Oski fans listening, be sure to go watch the Warriors play over at William Penn. But, yeah, Midland's a great place. It's kind of a small school. It's a little bit like high school, but it's also big enough to get that college feel, and you see new people on campus every day. So it's a great place to be, and I'm really loving it over there.
And not too far for you to make a trip home here and there too, huh?
No, 3.5 hours. So I mean, I got to limit my trips just for gas and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not too bad at all.
All right. Well, so yeah, good luck to you this year. It's always fun. I know your dad. Your dad brags about you all the time, so we talk about you a lot. But good luck to you the rest of this season. Good to catch up with you, and thanks for waiting and coming up here at halftime. I'm sure it's not the warmest out there, right?
No, it's pretty chilly out there, but I definitely wish I was still out there playing now, for sure.
Well, we could probably use you. we could find a place for you, that's for sure. Well, Tanner, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, appreciate it, Jamie.
You bet. Good to see you, and good luck to you the rest of this year over at Midland. So we're going to put the headset now on the big guy. We're going to put it on Blake Van Veldhuizen, another former Oskaloosa Indian who is playing right here on this field at Iowa Western in the Council Bluffs area. And can you slide over just a little bit here, Blake? All right, so we're going to bring him on camera, and tell you what, check out the hair. Gotta love it, man. That hair's grown about another 6-8 inches since high school, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's getting a little out of hand now, but, you know, it is what it is.
Well, you know, it probably keeps the neck warm on nights like this, right?
Yeah, it's like a free scarf.
Absolutely. Well, you've been enjoying success at Iowa Western. You guys are a powerhouse in JUCO football, and you play right here on this field. So tell me about the last couple of years at Iowa Western.
Yeah, so I came to Iowa Western, just wanted to play some more ball and kind of see what happened, I guess. And I came in as a D lineman. Last year I was on the JV squad, playing some scout team and stuff. Then in the spring, they told me they wanted me to play center, so I switched over to center and went through spring ball there. Came in this year hoping to be the starter. Struggled a little bit with my snaps during camp, and I've been at second string ever since then, but it's been a good 2 years there so far.
How hard of an adjustment is that to make? I mean, you know, moving from one position on the line to another, especially center, where you got to have your timing right and your snaps got to be on spot and so forth.
Yeah, it's a really big adjustment. I mean, I kind of even struggled at high school a little bit on O-line. D-line was always kind of like my forte. So when they told me I was going to be playing center, I was kind of nervous, but I gave it everything I had, and then that's where the chips fell, I guess.
So I watched The Last Chance U on Netflix that focused on JUCO football, and is that pretty real? I mean, have you seen it, and is that kind of what it's like in the JUCO world as an athlete?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's not quite as raw here, I guess. I was here in a little bit classier of a program, but it's definitely a good representation of what it can be like at times.
All right. Well, you're moving on to the next level. You just signed with Minnesota State, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That's got to feel awesome. I know that's been a goal of yours to get to that level. So how exciting was that to get that offer and sign that commitment?
Yeah, it was really exciting. It's a lot of work put in the last 2 years. It's kind of nice to finally see it paying off and get to a school I really want to be at and go play there. So I'm excited for that.
What drew you to that school?
Well, in high school, they actually recruited me, and I had big D1 dreams. I wanted to go play at Iowa State, so I came here hoping to get there, and that just didn't work out. So I went back to the school in high school I thought did the best job of recruiting me, was honest with me, and I messaged them, and things kind of took off from there and got the offer, and that's where I'm going.
So center, I mean, are you going to stick with center, or are they going to move you around a little bit there?
Actually, I'm going back to D-tackle next year, so that'll be fun.
All right. Well, your brother Noah, of course, playing on this team, and if things don't change quickly, probably his last high school football game. What types of things has Noah said to you this season? I mean, he's done the same thing. He's kind of moved around a little bit, just jumped back on the offensive line here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I think he's really glad he went out this season. He didn't go out last year. Kind of sat it out and worked on basketball and baseball. I think he's really glad he came out his senior year and got to play with his friends and to go out there and make some good memories. And they've had a really solid year, I think, so he's happy about that.
So if you're in the Oskaloosa locker room right now, what are you saying? What are you doing to try to fire these guys up and get something moving?
I mean, I'm just really trying to keep them, keep their heads up, go out there and play hard, especially the underclassmen who might not feel like they have anything to play for, go out and play for their friends. For the seniors who it's their last game, they want to go out on a positive note. They might not win, but they can go out there and take the second half back and play some good ball.
All right. Well, Doug mentioned it earlier, but you have a big game tomorrow on this field, taking on a highly ranked opponent. So tell me about that and the preparation for that.
Yeah, this week's definitely been a big prep week for us, getting ready to play Butler. We started out the season kind of rough. We were 1-3 after the first 4 weeks, and I think we're 6-3. So we've kind of got it turned around a little bit, but we have a good opponent coming to town. We got to play our best ball this week to really compete with them and hopefully knock them off.
All right. Well, Blake, thanks for stopping in and hanging around. And how cold is it out there?
It's pretty cold, yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming up. Congratulations on your advancement to Minnesota State, and good luck. I know all the Oski fans will be watching closely and cheering for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. That is Blake Van Veldenhuizen joining us here in the Wood Iron Grill press box, along with Tanner DeCock at halftime, a couple of former Indian standouts that have continued their careers at the next level. So, halftime, it is all Lewis Central right now. The Titans lead this one 38-0 over Oskaloosa, and we're going to bring Doug DeCock back in here and looking at some of the first half numbers. Obviously not much for Oskaloosa. 35 total yards. 35 total yards in the first half for Oskaloosa. Just unable to move the football. A couple big turnovers as well. And then you look at the other side, Doug. 354 first half yards for Council Bluffs Lewis Central.
Yeah, they put up some big numbers, and as we're looking at the running back there, We got the stats on that, and he put up 199 yards. That is that Bryson Bowman.
Yep.
And what a first half for him. And he is really a hard, high-stepping.
Ball here on the Indians Network, presented by Craig Ford. With Doug DeCock, I'm Jamie Brockman. Thanks again to former Indians Blake Van Veldhuizen and Tanner DeCock for joining us here at halftime. And again, 38-0 the score at the half. Lewis Central leading Oskaloosa. So, Doug, I'm sure that the talk in the locker room right now has to be, hey, man, dig down. Find something. Find fire. Play for pride. Play for yourself. Play for your brothers. Play for your community. Play for your school. I mean, all that kind of talk going on, I'm sure, right now in the halftime rally for Oskaloosa.
Well, and great job on the interviews there, Jamie, with the two guys. Those are two fine young men, and you heard it from them. That they said that's exactly what they said. You just got to play for pride now and play hard. That's the one thing you look for. Play hard. This is it for the seniors. It's the last half. Just go out there, play as hard as you can. You know, Tanner and I were talking. There were so many similarities between this game and when those two guys were seniors and went to play Xavier. It was snowing that night. It was cold. It was one of the top teams in the state that ended up winning the state championship. And they came out and they battled in that game, actually trailed 7-3 after one, and kind of outplayed Xavier. Maybe played them as good as anybody that year in Xavier's run to the state championship. But when you get down, even in the second half, you got to play hard, and that's what I want to see. I think sometimes we get our heads down and we get a little discouraged, and then things really start to steamroll like they did at Washington.
So 38-0, the halftime score. Lewis Central leads it over Oskaloosa. And looking at the weather conditions here as we get ready for the second half, shows 41 degrees right now here in Council Bluffs, and still windy. Winds out of the northwest in that 5 to 10 mile an hour range, but there are at times gusts up in the 15 mile an hour range. So, you know, when you're talking 40-degree temperatures and winds in the 5 to 10 to 15 mile an hour range, it is cold, bottom line. And I saw Oskaloosa huddled up in the far end zone there. I don't know if they stayed there the entire halftime, did they? Or did they go to the locker room and warm up, or did he keep them out here so that you don't get spoiled at
At Community First Credit Union, there's a lot to see. We build customized financial solutions so you can enjoy the life you want. We make it comfortable to have a conversation about what's important to you, like helping you stay on course to reach your savings goal. And what's important to us all, like helping to support causes that count. See for yourself what See First can do for you.
All right, we are back here at Council Bluffs Lewis Central, and halftime 38-0, as you can see, Oskaloosa trailing Lewis Central. So, be interesting to see what Coach Dowd tries to do here in the second half after just unable to do anything offensively in the first half. Again, 35 total yards put up by Oskaloosa in that first half compared to 354 yards for Lewis Central. So, what do you try to do here? As of now, it's your last game of the season. You've got a lot of seniors, so do you just kind of throw the playbook out here and try some crazy new things and see if you can find a spark, or what do you do if you're Coach Dowd?
Well, you try to keep it somewhat under control. I think you stick, as I mentioned earlier, you kind of go like it's 0-0. You try to run the ball. You don't want to just throw it up for grabs and let this get totally out of hand. But you also got some young guys. You know, we've got some sophomores, as I was mentioning earlier, and that's a good class, that sophomore class. And you want to see them get out there and play hard too. One thing about it is, Jamie, if you're a competitor, you love to play against the best. And I know that when we played Xavier that year, we played 3 out of the final 4 teams at the Unidome, and I always told Tanner and Keaton, I said, you should feel a little bit blessed about that. You saw the best of the best there that year, and I think tonight we're watching one of the best teams in Class 3A here at Council Bluffs Lewis Central.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. They are an extremely strong football team, as we've seen. Our defense has really had no answer for them at this point, and their defense is just absolutely dominating our offense at this point, and Oskaloosa just unable to do much. 35 total yards and no points on the scoreboard. So 38-0 at halftime, Oskaloosa with the lead here over, trailing to Council Bluffs Lewis Central. So we're glad you're with us tonight watching on the Indians Network. Apologize for some of the technical difficulties we experience off and on throughout the evening. Sometimes happens when we're on the road, but we're doing the best we can. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast, which right now, as it sits, would be the final broadcast of the fall sports season here on the Indians Network, if Oskaloosa does not come back and win this football game. But, of course, don't forget we're going to be back for a full winter sports season. We'll have coverage of the Oskaloosa girls and boys basketball team throughout the season as the boys chase another state tournament berth and try to back up that state championship from a season ago. So we'll have coverage for you of the Oskaloosa girls and boys basketball teams throughout the year. And, of course, we'll have a little wrestling featured as well in the winter sports season as well here on the Indians Network. And we'll see what Coach Chase Weber and the Oskaloosa Indians wrestling team can put out on the mats this year. Getting ready for our second half action here. Giving the teams a few extra moments to warm up, it looks like. With Dud DeCock, my name is Jamie Brockman, coming to you on the Indians Network. You can stream it live at indiansnetwork.tv. You can also watch it on MCG Channel 7 locally in Oskaloosa. And, of course, you can stream it, as I said, at indiansnetwork.tv. Also live on the radio tonight at Thunder Country, 96.7 FM, KIIC. So wherever you are, hope you're staying warm. Hope your weekend's off to a good start. And we'll see what Oskaloosa can do here in the second half. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in the Wood Iron Grill press box for the second half of Oskaloosa versus Council Bluffs Lewis Central Class 3A playoffs opening round. It is Lewis Central 38, Oskaloosa nothing at halftime. Third quarter coming up.
Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is proud to keep the Oskaloosa Indians and their fans safe and feeling good, on or off the field. Kinetic Edge Physical Therapy is the expert in injury care, orthopedics, and sports rehab. Kinetic Edge offers friendly and knowledgeable professionals who will get to know you and your goals to help you get back to doing what you love in no time. Find out more at kineticedgept.com. Come experience Penn Central Mall. With a variety of shops, services, restaurants, and more, Penn Central is the place to go for all your shopping and entertainment needs. Grab a gourmet grilled cheese at Wanderlunch, shop the latest trends at Maurice's, find the perfect gift at Gardner Collier, or enjoy a night out with ice cream and retro arcade games at Old School Pinball and Arcade. Penn Central also has numerous public events scheduled throughout the year to provide fun for the whole family. Find them on Facebook to stay up to date with deals and upcoming events. Walk, shop, enjoy. Penn Central Mall.
All right, we are back at Council Bluffs Lewis Central, 38-0. Lewis Central leads it over Oskaloosa at the half. Tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, bear with us here. We have to do a quick reset on the computer for our video, so hang tight. Don't go away. Screen probably going to go black here for just a moment. And those of you that are listening on 96.7 FM KIIC, bear with us. We'll be back in just a moment. We just need to reset quick here on the Indians Network presented by Craig Ford. So third quarter coming up. We'll be right back on the Indians Network. All right, we are back on the Indians Network, presented by Craig Ford. And while we were away, Lewis Central scores And they lead it now 44-0 over Oskaloosa with 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter. And Lewis Central now starting to bring some subs in, keep their guys fresh for a second round matchup, which they're going to face either Harlan or DCG. Doug DeCock, you've got scores. Why don't you update us on scores?
Okay, JB, let's go up to Pella here, leading 17-0 in the fourth. Harlan still with a 7-0 lead over DCG in the third. Xavier with a slim 3-0 lead at half. Van Meter now stretching it out over PC 38-6. Sergeant Bluff Luton 42-7 over Carlisle. That's a team to watch. Western Dubuque 21-3 over Washington. Glenwood and Norwalk in a dandy 28-22. Glenwood in the third. And that is some of your 3A football and PC game.
So, all right, thank you, Doug. So, Pella.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised at that, Jamie. Pella doing a good job there against an undefeated Independence team. So, good job, good job representing our district by the Little Dutch.
Yes. No stranger to playoff success, of course. The Pella Little Dutch.
I'm not sure who they play. I think they're in there with Glenwood.
Well, here is Lewis Central. And they carry the ball across the 25 to the 24-yard line, where it'll be second down and 8 coming up.
Is it cold out there?
It's a little cold, yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I hear them. I hope them slots and blackjack tables are hot, though, over there at the Ameristar.
Is that where you're going?
I'm going there. I was staying at the Hampton tonight with my wife and Tanner and the Spries, and we're going to buzz over to Ameristar and maybe play some games.
Maybe make a donation or two?
Oh, I hope not. You got to be disciplined. You walk out when you're ahead.
My daughter is a teacher at the West Monona School, which is over in Ottawa. It's about 45 minutes to an hour from here, so I'm going to meet up with her tonight. I'm staying also.
Oh, nice.
Staying in Omaha, so maybe we'll run into you over there.
Well, that'd be all right. Good. We're going to eat at the buffet as soon as the game's over here, and then we'll just be hanging out over there at the Ameristar.
As long as it's somewhere warm, I will be happy. And I tell you what, you got to tip your hat to Camden Silver's OVP student tonight. He is outdoors in the elements filming the action for you, and I apologize for our technical difficulties tonight here on the road in Council Bluffs. We're doing the best we can. Not a good night for Oskaloosa, obviously. Overpowered by these Titans. And quarterback's going to keep it himself around the right. Plants his foot, turns the corner, and should have the first down. Yep, looks like they're going to move the chains. First down, Titans. Under a minute to go now in the third quarter. We do have the running clock in effect right now with the 44-0 lead for Lewis Central. It'll stay a running clock until Oskaloosa can cut that lead under 35. So first down, Titans inside the 20 at the Oskaloosa 16-yard line. Receiver split to each side. Shotgun, pistol, handed off right up the middle, and he's across the 15 to the 13, where it'll be a second down and 7 now from the Oskaloosa 13-yard line. Doug, you ever play in a game like this?
You know, we played my junior year. We played Fairfield twice. We had to play them the last season of the year, and we lost the heartbreaker in that game to win the conference. We still made the playoffs, and guess who we had to play the first round of the playoffs?
Harlan?
I'm sorry, Fairfield.
Oh, Fairfield, okay.
And so we had to come right back the next week and play Fairfield, and we lost that first game 6-0. And the second game, it was just a defensive battle. The second game ended up 12-6, and I'll never forget getting on the bus after that game at the old community stadium and looking out at the lights, and the snow was flying, and driving off after just two. Those were brutally physical games against Fairfield back in our junior year in 1983. And then other than that, I don't know. This cold weather This is the last year wasn't bad. It was nice, wasn't it, against Harlan?
Yeah. Yeah, we had good weather all the way up until about Thanksgiving last year.
Yeah, I was just looking at some brackets here, Jamie, on the Iowa High School website. Pella would if they win, would play the winner of Solon and Iowa City Liberty, and I will try to get a score on that game for you.
Well, as you look it up, here it is 44-0. Lewis Central leads it over Oskaloosa as we go into the fourth quarter. Running clock. It's going to be a fast fourth quarter unless Oskaloosa can score a couple of times and get off of that running clock situation. Season ender tonight here for Oskaloosa, but they are one of 16 teams to make the 3A playoff field in 4 consecutive years. Nice hit there by Tyler Miller on the quarterback as he tried to turn the corner. Tyler Miller said, "Not this time." Nice hit there by the senior Tyler Miller. So tough way to end the year, but you got to remember, hey, it's a bonus round. It's the playoffs. You're one of only 16 teams to be playing tonight in 3A.
Well, that's true, and it's 4 years in a row, and I'm really proud of this program to be consistent enough to do that for 4 years in a row, and it's not the results we've wanted. We got a good draw last year, and I just felt like we didn't play well, but the 3 of the 4 years we've got in here, we've had really tough draws. In fact, we played the state champions, I think.
Bad snap, picks it up, looking to the end zone, looking to that big tight end again, and right through his hands, incomplete near the goal line. So that's going to bring up fourth down for Lewis Central, 4th and 6. And they are at the Oskaloosa 12-yard line, so we'll see what they elect to do here. Kicker had a 42-yard field goal earlier in the game. He has a long of 47 this year. From here, if they kick it, it'd be a 29-yard field goal, should they do that. But they're up 44-0. I think, yeah, they're going to go for it.
Update at Harlan. Dallas Center Grimes has tied the Cyclones 7-7. Independence has now scored on Pella 17-6 in the fourth. 3-3 North Scott and Xavier tied up in the third quarter. Carlisle getting hammered by Sergeant Bluff Luton 42-13.
Oh, Oskaloosa's going to get a stop on fourth down. Nice pursuit there by Aaron Blom, who puts the smack on him on the sideline before he could turn the corner, and Lewis Central is not going to get the first down. They'll turn it over on downs. So there's a little positive for Oskaloosa, and the guy's not giving up here, Doug. Blom pursued that hard all the way to the sideline.
Well, good job there by the defense in getting a stop. I think that's might be our first one of the night.
Yep.
And score, and this is an upset. Iowa City Liberty 20, Solon 14 in the third quarter. So the Spartans are down to Iowa City Liberty, and that's going to be a team to watch every year. I would think they're going to move up to 4A eventually. They're in North Liberty.
All right, flags fly before the snap. False start against Oskaloosa. They took over on downs at their own 17-yard line. That'll back them up now to the 12, and it'll be first down and 15. So this will conclude our fall sports coverage here on the Indians Network. And thanks to all of our sponsors, our partners, Oski News, Thunder Country, KIIC, and MCG for making this Indians Network possible. Big thank you to everybody in the OVP program at Oskaloosa High School for running cameras and producing and directing broadcasts all year. They've done a fantastic job under the direction of Kim Guile. We'll continue our partnership with them the rest of this school year for sure, and hopefully into the future after that. But basketball coming up and wrestling will have coverage here on the Indians Network throughout the winter.
I heard they had a large amount of guys out for wrestling, so that's good news. Of course, basketball returns some really good players and should be successful this year.
Second down and 6, handoff to Tyler Miller at the 16-yard line, and he is met and driven down to the turf for a loss of 3 at the 13-yard line. And I think, is there a flag?
No,
I thought they might have thrown a flag. There was a lot of extracurricular going on there after that tackle. I thought Tyler might have taken another late hit there after the play was done, but no flag. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 9 for Oski from their own 13-yard line. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Will Schultz takes a snap, rolling right. He's under big pressure, throws on the run, coming back and making the catch across the 20 at the 22-yard line on the far sideline. I believe, is that Ike? Yeah, that's his brother, Isaac Schultz. did a good job of coming back for the football there and making the catch on the far sideline. And it's going to be close to a first down. We'll see where they spot it. They're spotting it at the 22. I think he's going to be just short, possibly. $7:49 left to go in this football game. 44-0. Council Bluffs Lewis Central leads it over Oskaloosa. And, well, now they're bringing the ball back. A foul, a penalty on Oskaloosa. Way back. Holy cow, Doug. This is all the way back to the 1 yard line.
It's almost on the goal line.
What was the flag? I didn't even see a flag, and then I didn't see any signal by the referee, but holy cow, they mark it all the way back at the 1 yard line. 3rd and forever, and now Lewis Central is going to bring the house, it looks like. They're showing blitz.
Yeah, if you're Will, you might just throw it up, and if they pick it off, it's like a punt.
Yeah, just throw it as far as you can, so to speak.
You can.
Holmberg comes in motion, gets set in the backfield. Snap to Schultz. He does throw.
Oh, he was open.
Oh, he had it. Yep, they had it on the sideline as Reed Brown broke away from his defender, or Wyatt Creer, rather, broke away from his defender, but Will overthrew him a couple yards, incomplete.
Yeah, if he put a little air under that one, Wyatt probably would have ran under that. That could have been a record 99-yard pass play.
Almost. Now the punt team comes on, and Blom's going to be kicking this one from deep in his own end zone. Continuous clock going. Under 7 minutes now to go in the football game. Lewis Central 44, Oskaloosa nothing. Indians were held to 35 yards total offense in the first half, while Council Bluffs Lewis Central rolled up 354 first half yards.
Delay a game, I think.
Yeah, flags on the field before the snap, and I think you're right. Play clock was showing 0. So that's gonna move it back half the distance to the goal line. I don't know. So now what?
It'll be like they're on Facebook the other day. They had a picture of Miami playing. Somebody in the center actually had the ball on the goal line.
Yeah, that's pretty much what this is. As Blom is at the very back of the end zone, and they bring a
good kick.
They bring some heat. He gets it away. It is dropped at the 40, and good pursuit by Oskaloosa downfield. Mason Ford had the first shot at him, and he escaped that one. But then, Colin Snitker and Leland Evans were in there to finally bring him down. So he caught it and dropped it around the 40, and then got it back, and Oskaloosa wrestles him down back at the 48 of Oskaloosa. 5:54 and counting to go in the football game. 44-0, Lewis Central. Oskaloosa going to end their season at 6-4. Fourth consecutive year in the playoffs.
Looks like they got about all seniors out there, except for maybe 2, Reed Brown, Leland Evans. So, Coach letting them play it on out.
First down and 10 for the Titans. Quarterback rolling left, going to keep it himself. Wrapped up and sacked by Tyler Miller. Tyler Miller with the sack. Back at midfield, a loss of 2. Make it second down and 12.
So, Jamie, what can we look for next year? It's kind of time to start looking ahead here.
Well, we still have some weapons next year for sure. We have some holes to fill also, but I'm excited to see what Will Schultz can do between now and next year and what he brings to the gridiron next year.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Oskaloosa possibly moves Reed Brown into the quarterback position, or if Flaherty develops and he can play, or if they leave Will at quarterback. So,
well, talking to Coach Dowd, I think the plan is for Will to be the quarterback the next 2 seasons. But again, if you've got Flaherty, you've got Brown, both capable, but. I think if I'm the coaching staff, I stick with Will. You've got 2 full years left with him, and all of this year he played, in 8 games as the starting quarterback. So,
and if I'm not mistaken, we have redistricting next year.
Oh yeah.
So we'll have some new teams. Will we get sent back down to the southeast part of the state, which we could.
With like Mount Pleasant, Keokuk.
And Washington's going to be very good again, which they are getting hammered by Western Dubuque tonight. So, yeah, some questions coming up.
Quan Lewis coming out of the football field, another senior to the front defensive line. So, yeah, you're right. They're getting as many of the seniors some playing time out there as they can here as the clock winds down. 3.5 minutes remain in the game. 44-0. Lewis Central leads it over Oskaloosa here in the opening round of the Class 3A state playoffs.
We got a referee on call like the big time. You know, what's that guy they call that Fox? You know, they call him up. But Eric Lennox, who does a great job with his crew refereeing a lot of the JV and 9th grade games out at Community Stadium. When that ball got to the goal line, nice catch.
Yeah, there's a catch made. Quarterback rolling right, throws it in. A nice diving catch made on the Oskaloosa sideline by Lewis Central at the 37-yard line.
When that ball was put back at the goal line, it was holding, and it's from the spot. The spot was the 2.
Okay.
So it's half the distance, put it at the 1. So thanks, Eric, for that. He's watching back in Oskaloosa.
Yes, thank you, Eric. Eric's also, of course, a wrestling referee.
Yes, he is.
And he'll be getting real busy with that here coming up soon. So, again, we will be here for the winter sports season. Starting girls and boys basketball, and we'll have all the home wrestling meets. There's 5 home wrestling meets this year that we'll have here on the Indians Network. And several home basketball games, of course. And whether we're home or away, we will have coverage on the Indians Network. Some schools do not allow live video on the road games, so I'll just give you that heads up right now. Some of the road games may be audio only, but we will have coverage all season of the Oskaloosa girls and boys basketball team. And for sure, the home wrestling meets this year as well for Coach Chase Weber and the Indians.
I think we have a runner tomorrow in the cross-country state.
Patrick Durande.
Sophomore. So want to wish him luck tomorrow.
They had a send-off for him this morning as they took off to Fort Dodge. And he's just a sophomore, so exciting time for Patrick Durande and Coach Mike Comfort's cross-country program. Clock winding down, and Lewis Central just kind of running clock here. No need to do anything, up 44-0. And they're probably going to snap it 2 more times, and that's going to be about it. 3rd down and 6. I don't even know if Oskaloosa will get another offensive snap in this game.
Well, nice showing here by the Oskaloosa crowd. I don't know if you've been able to see it. Probably haven't on the camera, but there is a nice turnout for a 3-hour drive from Oskaloosa of fans here, and hopefully they all have a safe trip back to O-Town. And
well, not only did they make the trip, Doug, but they are still here watching and supporting the team in the cold and the wind, down 44-0, 3 hours from home. These people could have packed up and left a long time ago, and they have not. So kudos to the Indians fans.
And we did, and also real quick, I saw one of the best football players that ever played at Oskaloosa tonight came over from Lincoln, Tim Boonder, who was an All-Stater at Oskaloosa. He went on to be an All-American defensive end at in St. Joe at Missouri Western University, and he came over and with his mom here, Rosemary, and it was nice seeing them here at the game tonight.
All right, Lewis Central in victory formation right now. They're going to take a knee, and that will be the final play of the football game, as they will not have to snap it again. So your final score tonight from Council Bluffs Lewis Central is going to see Oskaloosa fall to Lewis Central by the final score of 44-0. What a showing by Lewis Central, and not the way Oskaloosa wanted this night to go, not the way they wanted to end their year. But you know what, again, Doug, you're one of 16 teams that got a chance to play tonight in Class 3A, and Oski's done it for 4 years in a row, and you got to feel good about that. Obviously, you don't like the outcome tonight, but this Lewis Central team is the real deal.
Yeah, and congratulations and thank you to the senior class. They had a good run here at Oskaloosa, and it's too bad it ended here tonight. But thank you. They did good. They represented the school well, and very proud of those guys.
Absolutely. So now the juniors become the senior leaders after tonight, and it does. It starts right away after tonight. That's when you start planning for next year. The coaches go to work, and obviously there's other sports these kids may compete in, whether it's basketball or wrestling or whatever, in the winter, and then on into baseball, softball, soccer, tennis, track. But the planning for next year starts now, the weightlifting, that kind of stuff. And those juniors now become the senior captain leaders.
Well, and they got to hit it hard. Everybody's got to get in the weight room and get strong.
So it was not a good night, obviously, for Oskaloosa. 44-0 the final, but where'd my pin go? But Lewis Central gets the win, and they move on. So what's Harlan DCG? Do you got a final on that one?
Well, let me look here.
That was a 7-7.
That was.
Last update, which is a good football game. That's who Lewis Central will face next. They would love it to be Harlan because Harlan handed them their only loss this year in Week 7.
DCG has taken a 9-7 lead in the fourth quarter in that game. Pella wins 24-6 over Independence. North Scott and Xavier still tied. 48-15, Carlisle losing to Sergeant Bluff Luton. Solon losing to Liberty.
Wow.
20-14 in the third quarter. Glenwood, and I don't know that hasn't been updated. Western Dubuque hammering Washington 35-3. Western Dubuque is the team to beat in 3A.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to Pella. I know Oski fans don't like to cheer for Pella much, but when it comes to postseason, hey, you like to see teams that you play against and compete against that come out of your district do well. So congratulations to our 3A District 7 champs Pella on their win tonight over Independence. So Oskaloosa season ends 6-4. Lewis Central improves to 8-2. Or I'm sorry, 9-1. 9-1. And they will now face either DCG or Harlan in the next round. So right now on your screen, you're seeing the post-game awards being handed out to the Oskaloosa football team as being a playoff qualifier in Class 3A. And there you see.
That goes in the trophy case.
It does. And look at all the seniors come out to accept that trophy. Camden Silver is on the camera doing a great job of capturing that. I'm sure emotional moment. Not the trophy they wanted to hoist, but it is a trophy that goes in the case. It does say you are a state playoff qualifier, and congratulations on that. Coach Jake Jenkins will also be honored at the state football championships at the Unidome, the Class 3A championship, when they bring out all the playoff qualifying coaches. So he'll get another plaque there as well for being a coach of a playoff team. All right, let's look at the stats here. 426 yards unofficially. This is from Wade Steinlage, who keeps the stats. Came all the way here tonight to do that. 426 yards offense for Lewis Central. 339 rushing yards. Oh, my goodness. 87 yards through the air. Oskaloosa with only 47 total yards tonight, Doug. It just was not a good night. Could not move the football. 12 yards on the ground and 35 yards through the air is it for Oskaloosa. Tyler Miller carried 6 times for 12 yards. Will Schultz was 5 of 11 through the air for 35 yards. And Cooper Spry had 2 catches for 23 yards to lead the receivers. Look at this. Here's another big stat that'll tell the story. 21 first downs for Lewis Central, 2 for Oskaloosa.
Wow, those 2 were – one was in the first quarter, I know.
Yeah.
Fairly early.
And their running back that we talked about, Bowman, 229 yards rushing tonight. And the quarterback was 7 for 15, Kobus for 82 yards through the air. So those are some quick numbers on the game stats. Again, the final score is Council Bluffs Lewis Central 44 and Oskaloosa nothing. So what do you think Coach Jenkins is saying to the guys right now as they huddle up there in the end zone as they do after every game and have a little heart-to-heart this one? The last time they're going to be able to do that this year. So what do you think they're saying to the guys?
Well, he's probably thanking the seniors for their leadership and their dedication to the program, and he's also telling the others that are coming back, you better get busy because you got to get better, and it starts in the weight room and the off-season workouts, speed and agility, and you got to get to that stuff if you're going to compete at a high level in Class 3A. So, you know, it's you move on. It's time to move on. New players will come in, and these will depart. Many of them will be wrestling, playing basketball, and baseball. But as for football, it's all over for 2019.
All right. Well, Double D, thank you for your help all season. I appreciate it very much, and as always, enjoy working with you. And hopefully, we'll have you on the mic a few times, I'm sure, during the winter sports season, right?
All right, looking forward to it.
All right, well, you go enjoy your time with Sharon and Tanner, and make your donations to Ameristar, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Take care, everybody. Thanks for listening.
All right, that is Double D, Doug DeCock, who has been on the mic with us all season long. Once again, on your screen, just want to salute and thank our sponsors. They have been with us all fall. They'll be with us throughout the winter and the spring and summer as well, as we cover Oskaloosa sports here on the Indians Network. So thank you to each and every one of those fine sponsors. You see their logos on your screen right now. Big thanks to everybody again in the OVP program at Oskaloosa High School. The students have done a tremendous job with running the cameras and directing and producing the broadcasts all season. So thank you to all of them and their director, Kim Guile. Big thank you tonight to our cameraman, Camden Silvers, standing out in the elements, filming the action for you tonight in the cold here in Council Bluffs. Thank you so much, Camden Silvers, for running the camera for us tonight here at Council Bluffs Lewis Central. So that is going to do it for our broadcast tonight, and that's going to officially wrap up the fall sports season here on the Indian Sports Network. Again, congrats to the volleyball team on a great season, and congrats to Patrick Durande, sophomore, state qualifier in cross country. He's running tomorrow in Fort Dodge. Good luck to him. And also congrats to the football team on a 6-4 season and fourth consecutive year in the Class 3A playoffs. Final score tonight, Council Bluffs Lewis Central 44, Oskaloosa nothing. The Indians in their season at 6-4. For Doug DeCock and Camden Silvers and all of us at the Indians Network, my name is Jamie Brockman. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay warm and stay safe, everybody. Good night from Council Bluffs.